Hey Laowinners, it's ADVChina here with another video. And you guys probably know me from my content about China. I'm here in a purple Corvette with my best bro Winston, and we decided why not go up and down the west coast for a 3,000-mile road trip to see if we can find super authentic Chinese food. We think you guys are gonna enjoy it. It's a full-length movie. So join us on this awesome road trip as we go in this quest for the best Chinese in the USA.
I'm SerpentZA.
I'm Laowinners.
Everybody knows and loves Chinese food.
But if you're like most Americans, you may have never had the real thing.
It's always chopped up, it's sweet, salty, and it's usually slop in a pot.
I don't know anywhere else in the world, but in America where they have, Chinese fortune cookies.
Do you have to go all the way to China to see what real Chinese food is?
Or can you find true authentic Chinese food in America?
We don't have that much Uyghur people in this area, especially even in America. Mostly we're using like lamb, hand-pulled noodle.
We've lived in China for a combined 20 years, so we know what real Chinese food is like.
We've had some of the weirdest, wildest, and most delicious food that China has to offer. That's why we're setting out on a 3,000-mile road trip all across the west coast of the USA to find out where, and if it's possible, to find authentic Chinese food.
This is the quest for the best Chinese in the USA. Seamilk, where are we?
We're in Arizona. Why are we in Arizona?
We're here to fetch the Corvette. Now, the Corvette needed a lot of expensive repairs, unfortunately. Stupid just because it's got the Corvette brand name, but we're going on an epic trip. And what are we doing?
We're going to find the real, most authentic Chinese food that you can find in America. My home country, actually. Now, I've actually eaten Chinese food all over America before, but it's usually at these kind of imposter restaurants, right?
Oh yeah, we see them all over the place here. What was that, Walk and Roll?
There's lots of good plays on words. They're even, here in Arizona, they're even still using the word Oriental to describe Chinese food, and all these fusion restaurants, Chinese and Japanese fusion, but actually it's just these all-you-can-eat buffets for about $5, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's not real Chinese food.
No, it's not.
And living in China for about 10 years and 12 years, combined over 20 years, we actually know what real Chinese food is actually like.
Exactly. Now, of course, this is America, but we already got the steaks and burgers and all that stuff out of our system, trust me.
You got your tie cut off in that restaurant.
Got my tie cut off, yeah.
Enough cowboys, enough cacti. We need to hit the road, and we're going to head to California to find the best and most authentic Chinese food in America.
Can't wait. The quest for the best Chinese in America. See you on the road. Oh man, we've been over these dunes and I don't see any Chinese food.
I think we better find another path.
Oh, absolutely.
Super pumped. We're in San Diego, California. Beautiful day.
Oh yeah,
awesome stuff.
It's awesome out here. We got the sea, we got sun. It's fantastic.
We've actually been pointed in the direction of apparently what is said to be the best SerpentZA and Jiaozi restaurant in all of America.
Which is pretty fantastic, and it's a little ironic because the first restaurant we're going to try is, it specializes in SerpentZA, and the first video on my channel, actually, all the way back in 2008, it's got me going to a little breakfast stall and eating a SerpentZA, so I think it's kind of ironic.
It is.
Yeah.
What is a SerpentZA though?
Well, okay, here's the thing. As we've discussed a lot, Chinese breakfast is pretty dire.
Yeah,
I think we could say it's probably like the weakest type of Chinese food.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
For sure.
Yeah. But when it comes to SerpentZA, that's the one breakfast food that every foreigner, including myself and you, actually really likes.
Right.
It's basically a steamed bun, and inside you can get meat, vegetables, all sorts of different fillings. and it's pretty delicious. So I'm seriously looking forward to it.
Me too. Now, ironically also for me, the first food I had in China after I got off the plane, other than pig brains, which is at the same restaurant, was jiaozi.
Yeah.
And jiaozi is dumplings.
Yeah.
Now, if you've had dumplings in Chinese restaurants here in America, you've probably had pot stickers, and those...
Why is it called a pot sticker?
Well, because they stick to the pot, because
Oh,
they use
okay.
wonton wrappers.
Okay.
And they're really sticky, really thick. Much more similar to Japanese gyoza.
Right.
So the ones that we have in China, you know, they're steamed, they're fluffy, they're full of all kinds of different fillings. You got lamb, crab, chicken, pork, all kinds of stuff. And I remember it being a very special meal for me because I had never had dumplings like that before. Well, we've heard through the grapevine that this, in fact, is the best place for this stuff. So I feel like we got to hit the road and enjoy the beautiful sunshine and seaside and just get there.
Yeah, can't wait. See you at the restaurant.
For my dad personally, he doesn't want to change the taste. He actually tried a lot of places in the US and San Diego before he opened this restaurant. Just wanted to know how like Americans like the taste of Chinese food. When he tried it, and then he's like, this is not Chinese food. I'm not going to do the same thing. So that's why he started to do his own dumpling and the own bun.
我们这个饭店呢是一家中国家庭式的中国餐馆，所以说这个做的味道的话呢，全部都是以家庭味道为主。这个我们主要的特色呢就是这个酱肉包子。这个包子的话呢，我们是采取的是第一个馅儿足，第二个呢个儿大，这个让人看起来呢很有吸引力，而且呢味道的话呢很受美国人这边的欢迎。
So, Winston, the restaurant today in question is Great Wow. It's kind of a play on words, isn't it?
Yeah, Great Wall, that kind of thing.
They are famous for their jiaozi, which we've explained are dumplings, right?
Yeah, here we go, over here.
Turns out they have a lot of different kinds of jiaozi here.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
not just one. And I was super pleased to talk to the boss here earlier.
Yeah.
And they're actually from Beijing. Now, most of the Chinese people that you'll meet in Chinese restaurants in America are either from Guangdong or Fujian,
yeah,
right?
Fujian or Guangdong, yeah.
So that was kind of a treat, and this is northern food, which we love. In
Yeah,
particular,
absolutely.
Right? Why don't you talk through what we got today?
Well, first of all, got this massive balza over here. This thing
That is
huge.
huge.
I mean, you know, it's
Size of your face, really.
It's kind of their specialty. I mean, they were explaining that they used to make the normal size ones,
Right.
and then they decided to make bigger ones, kind of probably because Americans like big portions, to be
Right.
honest. Get yourself a jiaozi. Which one you want?
So these are going to be the pork and onion jiaozi, and these are your classic jiaozi. But one thing you have to do, if you're going to eat Chinese dumplings, especially northern style, is you're going to mix your own sauce.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I like to use a little bit of chili oil.
Yeah. 你可以吃辣的吗？
我可以。不要太辣，不要太辣，不要辣死我。Okay, and this is the soy sauce. I only use a little bit of soy sauce.
I'm
And
a
I use
fan
a-
of soy sauce.
I'm a fan of vinegar, so I go all in on the vin.
你喜欢吃醋？
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, they use dark vinegar usually for these dumplings.
Yeah.
And you take one. Some cheeky folk will cut one open and let the vinegar kind of soak inside.
Yeah, yeah.
I like to just get the casing on the outside soaked in.
Good idea.
Let's go for this bad boy. I'll let you go in first, and we'll talk about it.
Okay.
谢谢老板，
谢谢你。
怎么样吃这味道？
挺好吃，挺好吃，
非常好吃，
真的，
干脆干脆。
跟北京一样。
对。I only like to just put soy sauce. I'm not interested in all that
Oh.
vinegar malarkey.
Whatever.
So-
We're in America. You can be yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I'm gonna just give it a shot. Well, that was great.
Do you give yourself a little splash?
I
It's
enjoyed
okay, your
it so
seat's dark.
I enjoyed it so much I dropped it. Let's try that again. Fantastic.
The pork inside of there is so well seasoned, and that's something that actually makes it better than a lot of jiaozi I've had in China. Is it actually seems like they actually marinated it, right?
Yeah.
Really good onion taste, a little bit of garlic, hint of garlic in there too.
Yeah.
A little bit, I would say, more care was put into the filling than most places I've had in China.
Absolutely.
And for authenticity, I mean, wouldn't you say the outside shell, like the noodle, is actually like a wheat-based noodle?
I'd say that, to be honest, this is very high on the authenticity rating because I've had jiaozi just like this
Exactly,
in China.
for sure.
Exactly the same. So
I have to give it a 10.
Yeah, I'm giving it a 10 out of 10 for authenticity for the jiaozi.
For sure.
Absolutely. What about the taste?
As for taste, I have to say this, and it might break some hearts in mainland China, but in a way, it's one of the better jiaozi I've had in my life. I'd say it tastes fresher, it tastes like you can trust the ingredients inside of it. It's just kind of bites the tongue a little bit with the onion and garlic. I like it quite a bit more than jiaozi I usually eat, and I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 for taste.
Okay, that's awesome. I mean, I'm not a big jiaozi guy usually, but I'm going to give it an 8 just because it is delicious. And you're absolutely right. You know, when you're working with the right ingredients, you know, you can really make a good recipe even better. So, absolutely. So, 10 out of 10 authenticity, 8 out of 10 for taste for me.
Sounds good.
What's next?
Shall we move on?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Awesome, eat it more.
Mmm.
We love this place.
Yeah, it's fantastic, right? Yeah.
Now, one thing we're really familiar with in China, though, is Xiaolong Bao,
Yeah.
which translates to little dragon bag.
Pretty much, yeah.
But they're kind of Shanghai-style dumplings with soup in them, right?
Yep, exactly. And what you do is you put them in a spoon, you kind of puncture them so the soup comes up. Be careful, it can be really hot, so
It
don't
can
just
be.
throw it in your mouth. Good?
Really good Xiaolong Bao.
Okay, awesome.
Gonna go all natural. I like how they actually like hand kind of knead all the dough and stuff and really put care into how it looks, which is really nice. Sometimes you don't get that in China.
Yeah, not as much as this, but yeah.
As for authenticity, 10 out of 10 again. Completely what you'd get in China.
I've had that in Shanghai.
Absolutely,
And of
million
course,
times.
you get them in all the dim sum restaurants, things like that. That's really authentic.
Yeah.
And the taste, again, for me, it's an 8 out of 10.
I'm gonna give it 7 out of 10.
Okay.
I've had soupier ones.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But very, very good. Very, very good stuff.
Excellent. So the only thing remaining is our authentic baozi.
Yeah, this is the kind of the coup de grace. This is what we came here for, right?
Oh wow! Look
Oh,
at that!
boy.
Look at that! That is
steamy. You gotta
delicious.
give me half of that one, man.
Absolutely. Here, you grab this.
Oh, it's hot. It's really
It's
hot.
really, really hot. Give me a second.
You gotta eat them when they're hot. That's the whole
Gotta eat them
point.
when they're hot. Absolutely. Okay, we're gonna give it a shot. Oh yeah.
Walking to work, my first couple years in China, hot roadside baozi, you don't really know what it is when you first get there. You know, what are these steamed buns? You get one, sometimes you get the veggie one, sometimes you get the meat
It's
one.
really cool the way it's prepared on the side of the road. There's like
For sure.
smoke billowing out with steam, really.
Right.
Especially on a cold morning, you just see this like steam, and it looks
Right.
so interesting. And everyone's crowding around and grabbing these hot, steamy buns. You know.
What makes these better than that is that it seems like there's almost a gravy in it, right? Whereas it's not, you know how you'll bite into a baozi in China, it's just kind of a brick of meat, and then you have to eat the bread around it. This is kind of soaking it all up, and it's a nice gravy. It tastes delicious.
It is.
Authenticity in a way is almost difficult to say because I like it better than most baozi I've ever had. Does that make it less authentic? I don't think so. It's the same format.
The ingredients are there. It's got the same flavor. It's just a little more so because they're using better ingredients.
Right.
It's definitely high up there on the authenticity. I'd say the baozi here, except for the Americanized kung pao chicken ones,
Right.
these ones are absolutely, top notch. I'd say definitely 10 out of 10.
I'm definitely going to say 10 out of 10. And for taste, I might go 10 on this one.
Baozi is one of my favorite foods, so I'm a little biased, but I'm going to
Right.
go for a 9. And that's
Okay.
just because I know you get better stuff out there, but this
In the world.
Yeah, in the world, But as far as baozi are concerned, I don't think you get better than this.
No, this is
Yeah.
top notch. Definitely up there for sure. Oh, by the way, I can confirm. I think this is definitely the best baozi jiaozi I've had in America. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, absolutely.
What dish would you, if you could only pick one
Just
dish, what
that,
would you pick?
just the baozi, the pork, the normal pork baozi.
Right.
Absolutely delicious.
I'm gonna agree with that, but I'm also gonna throw on get a plate of these pork and onion jiaozi as well.
Yeah.
These are just freaking awesome. I love
Yeah,
these a
they're
lot.
amazing.
And it's really good to have this kind of stuff in America. It's strange almost.
Yeah,
I'm used to
absolutely
used to the lo mein and the General Tso's chicken. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, this is fantastic. So I think we can say it's a pretty authentic place.
For sure.
So that was interesting.
I really did not expect that to be as authentic as it actually was.
It was actually really authentic.
It really, really was. The whole point of this trip is we're not trying to plug restaurants or anything.
No.
So if a restaurant's gonna suck, it's gonna suck. But I can't say that one did.
No, it didn't. Absolutely not. No, and the boss is friendly. He can't speak any English, but his daughter, that's his daughter.
Yeah.
She can speak English just fine. Of
course.
And, locals were walking past the door and saying, hey, this place is awesome.
Yeah, they're all shouting at us
Yeah.
while we were shooting the video. It's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
No, I liked it. And, I was kind of expecting this trip to be all about, spring rolls and sweet and sour chicken and General Tso's, this and that. But we're we're off to a good start. That was really good.
We absolutely are. Well, tomorrow we have a big day ahead of us.
Ready to hit the road?
I sure am.
Let's do it.
Welcome to Roland Heights, California. This is actually a suburb of Los Angeles.
It's bizarre.
It is.
I mean, where are we? Is this America?
Everything looks like American buildings and everything, but everything is in Chinese, and this isn't even a Chinatown, dude.
Yeah, I know. It's really bizarre. Everywhere you look, you see Chinese. You know, the interesting thing is that what are you doing? They even drive like China.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, but looking around, everything is Chinese.
Yeah,
everything.
Except, I must say that everything is in traditional characters, so not simplified. So it's probably got something to do with Taiwan or Hong Kong around.
Yeah. I've seen a couple simplified signs, but most of it, you're right, has been in traditional Chinese.
Yeah.
It's weird to see not just Chinese restaurants with Chinese characters on them, but like real estate,
businesses,
dentists. What else? Like cell phone companies.
Yeah.
Everything in Chinese, and we're here smack dab in America. I actually feel a little bit out of place. You know?
Yeah. I wonder what would happen if we opened like an English-only area in China. What they'd say.
I don't think that would work.
No, they'd probably come shut us down, wouldn't they?
A couple funny little instances as well. Some of the places you stopped for gas and stuff.
Yeah.
Bought a drink at a little supermarket.
Yeah.
No one spoke English.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
I tried to speak English and I just had to switch to Chinese, and they didn't say act it like it was weird that I was speaking Chinese. It's kind of like, yeah, that's what you do in this area.
It's really bizarre.
It is.
Anyway, it's kind of wintry. It's a little bit cold, although let's be fair, it is California. It's never really cold here, right? It's a little bit cold though, and one of the best things to eat in winter, Chinese food-wise, is hot pot, right?
Right. We're not talking about overly heated up marijuana. This is actually a pot full of what?
I never would have thought of that. Anyway,
hot pot is basically this cauldron of boiling oil and broth that you dip your own food into.
Yeah.
And it's a Mongolian thing. It's also a Sichuan thing. It's all over China, really.
Oh yeah, no, it's incredibly popular, and every city in China has it, and you get all sorts of specialties all over the place. Sichuan hot pot's really popular.
Right.
Chongqing hot pot's really popular. One of my favorites, Xiaofeiyang, little fat sheep.
Right.
But yeah, we haven't actually arranged anything.
No, we're gonna look for a good Sichuan hot pot place. I've seen a couple signs around here at least, but you know what's funny is that I always thought Chinese food could really take off in America at some point, right? Like real Chinese food, because it's awesome. But I always thought hot pot's never going to take off because of the lawsuits and liability issues.
Yeah, because it's basically a big cauldron of boiling oil, right? And if you've got kids or something there, what if you drop something in there, it splashes them, or that kind of thing.
But lo and behold, there are hot pot restaurants here.
What do you reckon we pull in over here? There's a whole bunch of Chinese restaurants here.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got the spicy moment, this and
actually there's a bunch.
Yeah, so let's pull in and
How about
see.
this Laowinners one?
Yeah, okay, Laowinners. For those of you who don't know what Laowinners means, it means hot girl.
Spicy
sexy girl,
sexy
basically.
girl.
Yeah, it literally translates to spicy girl.
It's kind of
there. That's his Laowinners Huoguo.
Yeah, let's do it. That'll be a real Sichuan, or maybe Chongqing.
Yeah, I gotta tell you though, having not actually planned this, we're just gonna have to walk in there and
just run and gun.
Just run and gun and see if they've got a manager, see if he'll let us film. But
okay.
So far, everybody has been really nice to us in America, so I don't think they're gonna turn us away.
Sounds good.
All right, let's do it.
Our restaurant name is Sancheng Laowinners. Sancheng means a mountain city in English, another word. The Laowinners in English is like spicy girl, because we sell spicy stuff, hot stuff. Hot pot has a soup, and then you cook in the middle of the table, and the customer will cook everything by themselves. So we have a spicy and a non-spicy, 2 different flavors. Because the hot pot is really good winter food, and then when you eat, spicy flavor, strong flavor, flavorful, and you can eat a lot different stuff inside. Most people that will cook like lamb, beef, vegetables, and even the dipping sauce. You can dip with a lot different dipping sauce.
Hot pot in America was not something I expected to see, to be honest. It definitely wasn't here when I was in America about 10 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, I remember people telling me like that there are branches of Xiaofeiyang and
Right.
Haidi Lao opening
Right.
in America, and I was like, wow, that's interesting. Like,
Right.
would Americans actually go for that, you know?
For sure. Now, this place is kind of typical of your normal Chongqing or Sichuan hot pot that you would get in China. We'll say it's a little nicer.
Yeah, it is.
And I mean, kind of just by looking at some of the quality of the ingredients and some of the freebies that you get. So basically, you start every meal with these handmade, what are these?
The sesame balls
Okay.
and little cakes and stuff, and they make them right here apparently.
Apparently, these are
Hand-rolled?
hand-rolled, handmade sesame balls. Let's try one.
Yeah, I'll give one a shot too.
A little appetizer while we wait for the hot pot to boil.
I have to point out that I haven't seen a single white face or brown face or any other kind of face in this restaurant. So it must be really good because they're all Asian.
Yes, so they approve of it, obviously.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I hear Chongqing dialect. I'm hearing Sichuan dialect. I'm hearing Mandarin in the background. So, I mean, if the locals approve, I almost said locals. Well, we're in America. It doesn't feel like it right now. People around us keep calling us foreigners. And we're in my own country.
I know.
What's that?
It's a very nice little sesame. There's some sesame in the middle,
Okay.
and it's quite fluffy, a little greasy,
Okay.
but it's nice. It's different to that, I think. It's a nice little starter, you know.
It's like a piece of sesame toast.
Thing is, I've had these in China plenty
Many
of times.
The difference is, you would not get those for free in a Chinese restaurant in China. People would swoon in over the freebie aisle and just start ripping them all out, stuffing them in their purses and stuff.
Yeah, no, it's a different story over there.
For sure. Now, it's starting to boil here. Basically, what we got here is your typical half and half pot.
Except it's a little weird. I've never seen it like this. It's normally they call it a yin yang, and they actually have it like a yin and yang. They have it, you know, in the shape of yin and yang,
Right.
and it's
Spicy and then the normal broth, right? This is
it's
just going
round.
to cut down the middle.
yeah,
Yeah, it's the first square hot pot I've seen.
yeah. It's kind of interesting.
Now, we got lamb, we got beef belly,
Yep.
which is Niunan, right? We got winter melon, donggua. I got a single egg because I've never cooked just a normal egg in a hot pot before. I thought that might be a little interesting.
Yep.
We got a vegetable kind of combo. So it comes with cabbage and spinach and all that good stuff, right?
Yep.
And then I also got some tripe, some beef tripe, just for you.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
thank you, because you know I hate that stuff. But
What-
we're looking for authenticity, aren't we?
For sure. Now, it would be a little bit weird and a little bit boring just to dip this stuff in here yourself and just eat it out of the pot, obviously.
Yeah.
Now, the whole thing about Chongqing hot pot is it comes with dipping sauces. Why don't you run us through what we got here?
Well, basically, they've got a little condiments section over there, and what you do is you can actually build your own sauce. They have a couple of recommendations up there. They say those sort of spicy girl recommendation and stuff, but here, you know, you put this together. So what did you put in there? Some kind of laogama?
Laogama is like the really famous chili oil
sauce
paste stuff.
yeah.
And then I guess some bean paste, some cilantro or coriander, and some Chinese chives.
Yep.
And that's kind of the more savory version. The sweeter version over here
Yeah, let me get that out.
is I got the mushed up chives. I got the
Yeah.
garlic, and then
There's
I
a
got
lot
the
of
sweet
garlic in
peanut
there.
sauce and some peanuts themselves.
Yeah.
Man. I like this. I think it's
So
pretty
yeah,
good.
what you do is you're going to mix that
Right.
around
into
and
a little bit of a paste.
yeah, and then you know once the meat's cooked or whatever's cooked, you take it out, just dip it in there, and you eat it.
For sure. And this is all up to you, really. They had a ton more options for sure. This is usually what I get.
Yeah,
I don't know about you.
Oh yeah, no, I'm very straightforward. I just normally have soy sauce.
For sure. I got you.
Maybe a couple of things depending.
Now, there's one thing here that you can't eat, so we'll save that for last, and that's the mushed up shrimp stuff.
Yeah, that's
It looks weird as hell. I have seen it before, and it kind of turns into like little logs of shrimp.
Yeah, no,
I'm looking forward to
Sasha
that.
gets that. She likes that. Yeah.
Okay, your wife likes that. Gotcha. Now, a little pro tip is use the back of your chopsticks when you pick up some of the raw meat, because you don't want to be eating that raw meat, right?
Yeah.
What do you say we start with half the lamb and then half the beef?
Yeah, sounds
think?
good to me.
Do you want the lamb to be spicy or the beef?
I don't mind either way. I'm good either way.
Let's go lamb. I like the taste of lamb, so let's put
Sure.
that in the normal one.
Sure.
The beef will go spicy. I got medium spicy. You could go like crazy ape spicy if you
Ape
want
spicy. Now the
Sure.
manager of the restaurant said that, you know, hot pot comes from Chongqing, but you know that's not
to.
necessarily true.
to. Right. This style.
Yeah, maybe. apparently, this is the legend, is that Genghis Khan, you know, in Mongolia, needed a way to keep his soldiers fed while they're on the march, right? Because they're, you know, they ride their horses and everything, and they're conquering and pillaging and doing their thing, right? But they don't have time to sit down and really make camp and set up, and so they have to have something that's really quick to eat. Right. So what they did was, they actually used to take their steel helmets, the metal helmets, right? And then boil them, just make a campfire, stick the steel helmet on the fire, throw water in there, like boil it, and then just throw bits of random meat or whatever just to cook it. Yeah. So that's apparently where hot pot came from.
If that story is true, that's awesome.
Yeah, no,
and I would fully believe that over whatever story I heard.
I'm pretty sure that's the origin.
One thing that they definitely didn't do, the Mongols, was put a bunch of chilies and make it super spicy like this, right?
Well, I mean, chilies are a New World food anyway.
They are,
right? So it comes from America or South America, wherever, you know.
Should we try the lamb? I have to say this real quick.
Yeah.
The peanut
really
sauce and the lamb is better than any I've had in China at a hot pot restaurant. Just because of the quality, it tastes fresher.
It's the quality of the meat, but I mean, once again, when you're talking about using better ingredients,
right?
Of course, it's going to taste better.
Of course.
So we have to think about authenticity here.
Right.
And if you knocked me out and put me here and didn't tell me where I was, I think I was in China.
Try some of this sauce here. I think you'll like it. But the lamb and the beef both taste a cut above the rest in terms of freshness and quality.
Oh yeah.
Not as fatty as what you'd get in China, to be honest. With really good sauce, you know?
Good choice. Oh, that's fantastic.
I'm gonna pop some of these tripes in, okay?
Okay, now this is something, you know, yeah. Sea Milk apparently likes this. Now, anyway, the thing is, I didn't grow up eating offal and tripe, and I think offal is awful.
I was gonna make an awful joke, why'd you have to steal it from me?
Okay, sorry. Anyway, so I really don't like anything that's organs, so livers, lungs, hearts, kidneys, all that kind of stuff I really can't stand. And it's really popular in China. But this is why I like hot pot, okay? I gotta tell you a bit of a story here. When I first got to China, because you know when you get to China, people are always taking you out, treating you to dinner. Okay, when you meet new friends, make new business acquaintances, and it's part of the culture, so they'll treat you, right? And then they take you to what they believe is the best restaurant or the nicest restaurant.
That's nice.
And it is nice, and then they order everything for you, right? So they go ahead and they order X, Y, Z, and it sucks, man, because like a lot of the stuff they order that they think is special or delicious or whatever is like really horrible for a Western person. You know, we're talking fish heads, chicken feet, you know, like tripe, blood sausages, you know, all sorts of weird stuff, which I'll be honest with you, it's just like for someone that's got a normal Western palate, who's not growing up on a farm or whatever, you know.
I didn't grow up on a farm.
Who has a mother who grew up on a farm or whatever, you know, like it's not cool. And you sit there and you can't really eat it. It's disgusting, and you're trying to be polite and you're trying your best. But I'm just saying, you know, of course it's delicious and it's special for them because they are used to it.
Sure.
So the reason why I like to go to hot pot is you get to choose what you eat.
Sure.
Right?
Very customizable.
Look at this. Like I might be sitting here. Yeah, you've got the tripe.
Right.
Yeah, you've got the weird stuff.
Right. I can eat that, and then you can have the other stuff.
And then you're like, oh look, it's nice shaved beef or shaved lamb, and then you just grab a bit of that, and you know the way it works is you're actually supposed to take these ladles.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
And you can fish them out like that.
And you just take like a piece of. I'll take this little piece of beef here.
This is especially what you do if there's tons of people at the table,
and
so you know what's yours.
Usually, like everybody has a ladle.
Sure.
Right, and then all you do is you cook it. You actually cook it in the ladle, right?
Right. Until it's super quick.
Yeah. It just depends on the slice of the meat, like how quick it is. You can see that's not cooked yet.
Not yet.
Yeah. Well, you know, just depends.
It's getting there.
Yeah, so I'll stick it in a nice boily bit there.
Okay, I would say in a second.
Probably.
In a second.
Now, I'll be honest with you. Usually there are serving chopsticks, like, you know.
Yes.
Because right now what we're doing is not the most hygienic, but we're used to it in China.
We're so used to it. I mean, that's what a lot of people do, right? That's where I learned it, obviously.
Yeah. Okay.
And then you pull it out.
And there we go.
There you go.
It's all ready. So you see,
super quick.
You have your meat over here. It's easy to get in, easy to get out, so you don't lose it in there because you can lose stuff in there. And it'll never be found.
If I'm just eating with a friend or like my wife or something, I usually don't use the ladle just because everything's in there. You just kind of fish it out.
Just dump it in there, yeah. But I mean, that's the correct way to eat it.
Right. For sure.
and it's an incredibly popular dish during wintertime.
Yeah.
And it's really cool to have at home as well.
Yeah, it's like super, it's actually a really good party thing. Like you can have people over and they all get together and you all eat. But actually what I was going to say was it's one of the, weirdly enough, you said you didn't see any white people in here or, you know, ethnic Westerners, I could say, in this restaurant. And I think it's a little bit strange because I feel like one of the most stereotypically popular dishes amongst expats in China is hot pot.
Absolutely.
They love it, right?
It is a social thing. Usually there's a lot of beer involved.
Right, lots of beer.
And, okay, we're at a square table, which is a bit odd because usually
Always
hot
round,
pot is a round table.
Right.
So everybody sits around the table, right? They're drinking beer, they're eating whatever they want. It's usually, it's a winter food.
Sure.
There we go. There goes
See this hairy little bastard?
Seamilk's favorite tribe.com.
This looks different than what I'm used to.
Yeah, normally it's like gray.
Right. Maybe this is like, maybe, who knows what I've been eating in China.
Yeah.
Here we go. Whew. That's crunchy. It's good. You know, usually when you eat tripe and stuff in China, you can pinpoint exactly what animal it is.
Yeah.
Because it's like, that's definitely what they eat. You can tell, right? I would want to dip it into something for you. That has absolutely no animal flavor or no barnyard flavor.
It's
which
the
makes
texture
it good.
that gets me.
I got you. Well, slather it in peanut butter. I'll make anything taste good.
Yeah, let's see. I'll tell you in a minute. Let's give it a shot.
It's not that bad. Come on.
It's awful. It's awful.
I get it. I get it. I get what you did there.
Okay, look, I gotta just be brutally honest here. Authenticity, when it comes to that, yeah, I'm gonna give it a 10. You get that. You get that in China in a hot pot.
It tastes a little better, actually.
Taste rating out of 10, I'm gonna give it a 0.
Just because you don't like it.
Absolutely. However, yes.
Everything's
perfect.
Thank you so much. I personally like it. We're not rating each one.
Okay, maybe a 1.
Okay.
But that 1 comes from the sauce, not from the actual thing. You know.
1 from the peanut butter.
Yeah. The lamb, though, we haven't given that a rating yet. You know, the lamb and the beef, both. I would say authenticity. You okay? Well, you can't read it. See, I call absolute nonsense on this. He likes awful thing.
Choked on chili.
Oh yeah, he choked out a chili. That's what he's saying.
I almost died there, guys.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
You know, I have to be brutally honest, you know, and it's just kind of a realization I've made now. I don't like hot pot as much as I thought. So I'm serious.
I think I totally understand what you're talking about. It's more the experience, right?
Yes. It's not about the food as much as it is the experience, because I promise you,
Sorry.
every time I've had hot pot in China, it's always been a bunch of friends. You know, you're out, it's cold outside.
Right.
You're drinking beer, you're having a good time, everyone's just ordering, because it's usually cheap and cheerful.
Right.
Unless you got a really fancy one,
Sure.
you can get away with just ordering plate after plate of meat, and you know, it's good. And you know what, it's really nice to have at home as well.
Yeah, I agree.
Every single supermarket's got a little section that sells meatballs and the
sauce
shaved,
stuff you make the broth out of.
Yeah, like the Ciaochao Ball or whatever, you know, all that kind of stuff. So you can go in there, you can get all your ingredients.
Right.
Go home. All you need is a hot plate.
Right.
Either
electric,
electric hot plate, or your little gas one. I got one of those.
Yeah.
And you set it up on your dining room table, and you just kind of have
chomp away.
Hot pot. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say total for authenticity of this place as we eat the rest of these vegetables and stuff. I'm gonna say 7 out of 10. You know, when you're comparing to stuff we've had in China, and for taste, I'm gonna go for a 6 because I think hot pot tends to be overrated.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things that's a bit of a novelty when you get to China, but eventually I got sick of it, and I actually am still kind of sick of it. I'm sorry.
No, well, look.
I don't want to be a positive Polly or a negative Nancy.
No, absolutely. I'd say if you happen to be in California, in this area,
definitely check it out.
You should check this particular restaurant out. It's fantastic.
Right.
Like, if you knock me out in China and you brought me here and you woke me up, I think I was still in China.
Sure.
Honestly, the only thing that would throw me off are the square tables.
Right.
And, you know, the freebie foods.
The free foods,
yeah, because that's not normal. And, of course, the top quality ingredients.
Yeah.
You know.
Cool.
But it's pretty damn awesome. So
what do you say we finish up here and get back on the road?
Let's do that. Got a lot more places to go, a lot more Chinese food to see. But yeah, you can get good hot pot in America.
You can.
I'm kind of surprised.
Me too.
got the hot pot out of our system, that's for sure.
The hot pot's still in my system, and I don't know how it's going to exit my system. That was really spicy.
Yeah, it was nice though, and I'm feeling really warm. You know, I said it's a good winter food. It really is. It kind of warms you up.
Sure.
So
I think you kind of bigged up how cold it was because I feel like it's only 65 degrees. It's not actually that cold out.
Yeah, well, you know how it is.
Brr, that was nice.
Well, you know, it was packed though, and like
Yeah.
more and more people kept coming in as we were leaving. So it's really popular, and that just shows you just how good it is. Because if
Right.
it's chock full of Chinese people, and they are, we bumped into some subscribers just
that's
now
kinda
leaving,
cool, yeah.
which is awesome. They're from China.
Right.
They watch our stuff,
Right.
and if they're saying this is a good place and they're coming here,
Right.
then you know it's authentic.
Looks like we ran into the right spot.
Yeah, we certainly did.
Now, that was a far cry from a lamb fetus inside of a hot pot.
Yeah, I gotta tell that story.
Go
you know,
ahead.
like I said, when I first got to China, I was really disappointed with a lot of the food because, you know, every time you go out, they're giving you some horrible thing, which, you know, like pig's blood tofu or whatever. You know,
Pig's
especially
brains
in Guangdong,
Yeah.
because Guangdong, I mean, people in Beijing will have a different experience, or Shanghai. It's way more foreigner friendly, but Guangdong is not foreigner friendly.
No.
Okay,
No.
so anyway, so I used to love to go to these hot pot places, and there was a new one. Well, not new, but one I hadn't tried, and so I got everyone together, you know, my friends, and we went there. We were drinking beer and having a great time, and just, you know, the usual thing like meatballs and, you know, throwing in the beef and the lamb. And I asked them to recommend something, and they were like, "Yeah, this is our 特色," which means our specialty.
Right.
And I was like, "What is it?" And it's yang rou laide, you know, which just means it's lamb. I'm like, okay. So we're carrying on eating, and then the waitress came, and she had this plate of, it was like literally disgusting. It looked like afterbirth. It
Probably
literally
was.
looked like afterbirth, and she just like threw it into the pot. And I was like, okay. And we keep eating. And then one of my friends, was suddenly incredibly shocked because what he'd pulled out a mini lamb, like a lamb fetus. And it was like the skull with the skeleton and bits of meat and stuff and everything. He lifted it out, and I was like, what the hell is that? And what they've done is they've basically given us their specialty is lamb fetus. So I guess when they slaughter the lambs that are pregnant, you know, then they get the lamb fetuses and they store them or whatever, and then that's what they like to put in their hot pot. So you got to be careful. You can't just willy-nilly order anything off the menu.
On that note, we'll see you at the next restaurant.
Milk, when you think of England, for instance, when you think of, you know, typical British food, what is the first thing that comes to mind?
Porridge, rations, just bleak, grim soup kitchens. Probably fish and chips.
Yeah, I'd say. I think if you asked anyone other than you, I think the first thing they'd say is fish and chips.
Absolutely fish and chips.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
So I mean, fish and chips is probably the most iconic British dish. You know.
Yeah.
And for China, I'd say probably the most iconic, at least what I would think, is you know, Peking Duck.
Right, Beijing Duck, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Peking Duck. This is what we call in America, right?
Yeah, it's called Peking Duck everywhere in the world.
Is it?
Yeah. I mean, we call it
China
Peking
too
Duck. Yeah, we call it Peking Duck in South Africa. It's called Peking Duck in the UK. It's called Peking Duck in America. It's Peking Duck.
Yeah.
And Peking actually is the old name for Beijing.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, makes
It's a bit
sense.
bizarre.
Yeah, I know.
I wonder why that was. There's a Google search away.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Either way, maybe you could tell everybody what Peking Duck is.
Well, Peking Duck actually, it's wicked old dish.
Yeah.
There's a history of like Chinese people roasting ducks all the way back in like the Han Dynasty and stuff.
Yeah.
What they would do is actually take some air and then shoot it between the skin and the meat.
Okay.
So that it would kind of, the juices were allowed to kind of flow around it. The ironic thing is you'd think that would make the meat more tender, but the way that they serve Peking Duck in Beijing is they don't eat the meat.
I know. Actually, that's one of the biggest disappointments, you know, for me anyway, is that it's basically just skin.
Right.
And with a little bit of fat attached to it sometimes.
We don't live in Beijing.
No.
And we do have duck, and it's kind of prepared in almost an identical way, except for the fact that we eat the meat as well as the skin,
called
right?
Pi Pa Ya.
Right.
You know, whenever you see a Cantonese cha canteen, or, you know, it's basically a Cantonese canteen.
Some place,
yeah. You'll always see the duck carcass as hanging in the window.
Yeah. In Beijing, what they do is they only take the skin, usually, I should say. And you basically wrap it in this little pancake, little wheat pancake. You get some hoisin sauce.
Yep.
You get some scallions. And sometimes, you know, every restaurant can be different, obviously. You can put all kinds of stuff. But it's like a little, almost like a tiny little taco.
Yeah,
with
it's kind of interesting.
Duck skin in it. It's really delicious, actually.
It is. You put some cucumbers and onions, and you know they have those kind of different things you can add. So it's actually very nice. But you know, we had Peking duck in Beijing that time. Remember, we went there and we had it, and I'll be honest, it wasn't the best Peking duck I'd ever had.
It was pretty good.
It was good, but I've actually had better in other parts of China.
Right.
Because, of course, you can get it everywhere in China. It's a very famous dish, right? I'm just curious as to how the Peking duck here in America tastes.
Never had it in America before, and I have to say the scary thing about Peking duck is it can be done really poorly. Because it's such a labor-intensive dish and tends to be pretty pricey. If you go to like any place that's not really expensive, I have a feeling it's not very good. I've had bad Beijing duck before.
Okay.
It's not great. It can be soggy. It's not crispy. You know. Long story short, we're in the outskirts of LA and beautiful snowy mountains. Beautiful day out today.
Yeah, it's interesting.
And we're gonna head to this place called Beijing Tasty House, where we're not only gonna get Beijing duck, but Beijing food in general. Right? I'm not super familiar with Beijing food other than the times that we've been to Beijing and tried it out. It's not something I eat very often.
Sure.
But it'll be cool to compare.
Yeah, I'm very, very curious to see what they have on offer, and I really do like, you know, Peking duck a lot. So let's give it a try. Hopefully, it lives up to, you know, the authenticity of the mainland.
Welcome to Beijing Tasty House。我们这边呢以北方菜为主，然后但是打的是北京的口味，然后也是因为我们这边做的都是偏近于北方客人的口味，然后北京烤鸭每天预定人也是有很多的，而且每天是限量的。对，这个都是需要提前1个小时预定。北京烤鸭以2种烤鸭的方式为主，一种呢是焖炉烤鸭，一种是挂炉烤鸭。我们店呢是采用的焖炉烤鸭，然后这烤鸭呢在烤之前都是需要做这个填鸭工作、准备工作的。焖炉烤鸭相对来说，烤鸭的油性会大一些，然后吃起来口感会比挂炉烤鸭好一些，但是香气呢会不如挂炉烤鸭的香。我们这边呢也是效仿着全聚德这边尽量做到正宗的口味。然后呢，这边的烤鸭呢也是很受我们这边所有的客人喜欢的。
Beijing 烤鸭, you ready?
I am. I mean, it looks good.
It is a little bit different than what we had in Beijing in that that was just the skin, right? It looks like they've hidden a little bit of meat under this for us, which is great for you.
Before we begin, I got to say there are a couple of interesting things about this restaurant. Number one, I noticed you can pay by WeChat.
Right, which is weird in America.
Yeah, it's really weird.
No one uses it.
No. That's kind of interesting. And also, maybe you can explain what's on this placemat over here.
This was a little bit weird. Usually when you go to like a diner or something in America, maybe they have like Jim's Towing Repairs or a vacuum cleaner company. This is Forest Conceptions, where you can be compensated for donating your own eggs from your ovaries.
Yeah, $20,000.
It's not a bad donation. You can buy a car with that. Then you have your own kid running around.
Yeah.
It's not really yours anymore.
So look, traditionally what we usually do with this is...
I'm sorry.
Right.
This is the way this has been displayed.
Yeah, the duck's kind of looking at its own flesh being eaten.
It's like offering itself to us. It's nice. It's nice. Okay,
It
anyway.
looks nice, yeah. The usual way you eat this is you take this pancake type thing over here.
Looks good.
Put some of that sauce, which is usually plum sauce or something along those lines.
Or hoisin sauce.
Yeah, hoisin sauce.
This looks like hoisin. It looks very savory.
Yeah. And then you put some of the cucumbers, you put some of the sort of whatever sliced up spring onions, or probably spring onions.
Yep. Looks like it.
And then you put some of the skin. And that's usually what you do.
In this one, like I said, you're going to have some meat with yours, which you're going to really appreciate, I think.
Yeah, because there we go. I mean, it is skin.
I'm going to put a little meat on mine as well.
Yeah. I wonder if they've done this just for the Western taste, because you can see this is actually just skin. There's no meat attached to this.
The thing is, though, speaking to one of the managers, he said that there's never any white people that come in here, or Westerners, he said, right?
Yeah.
Which I thought was kind of weird.
That's true. You're actually right. So yeah, maybe it's not for Western taste. See, this is what I would say is a pancake, not like IHOP.
Oh, okay.
You know, this is what like this kind of thin stuff.
Right.
I think IHOP's like flapjacks.
We definitely didn't go to IHOP.
We certainly did. We certainly did. His favorite restaurant.
No, I'm not good.
Yeah.
I'll let you have that one. Okay, so put some of your veggies on there.
Yeah, yeah. A little bit of this, a little bit of
It
this.
smells exactly like a Beijing duck pancake that I've had anywhere else, so that's good.
You know what's quite cool is sometimes in the night markets, they'll kind of wrap these mini, just exactly like this. They'll make some mini ones. You can buy a whole bunch.
And you don't have to do it yourself.
Yeah.
I like making it myself, though.
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
I like a lot of onions on mine.
Let's try it out.
Let's do it. I'm a fan of this pancake. It's a little chewy. And the skin isn't too skin like avian, almost poultry. It doesn't have that poultry flavor, which is nice. And I have a feeling it has to do with the kind of birds they use. The sauce is super, super strong. I wouldn't use as much. Like, don't go too liberal with the sauce. You know what I mean? Onions are good, cubes are good. And I think they use these because the duck is really greasy. Like, even the meat's super greasy, fatty meat. This stuff kind of cuts through all that. You know what I mean? Gives a little freshness to it. Otherwise, it'd be a little much, I think.
Yeah.
Other courses of our duck has arrived.
Yeah.
Just yet. Okay, I'm gonna try a piece of skin.
I'm just gonna try the meat.
With the meat.
It's good duck.
I can appreciate that.
Yeah, it's good duck.
That's better than what I had in Beijing.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
It's also cheaper.
Yeah.
Remember that one Beijing place?
Yeah, it's super
It's
expensive.
like $80.
That's because it's a tourist thing, right? So when you go to Beijing, you've got these set up sort of Beijing Kaya famous restaurants, and they're incredibly expensive. You can sort of just go down the road and get it much cheaper if you know where to go.
You can,
Yeah.
sure. But I like this better.
Me too.
That's great. So for this,
Yeah.
authenticity, I'm going to agree with you. I've seen pancakes like this, but these are
They taste
stickier.
Yeah, they taste very different to what we're used to.
It's almost like a pastry
Yeah.
in a way. Would you agree?
Yeah. I don't know about that. So authenticity, it's weird for me. What would you give it?
Because normal Beijing duck is carved on the side of the table.
Yes.
And then also usually just get the meat. And maybe they make a dish with the other stuff later on.
Yeah.
But you never really see that. Because this is put together with the meat almost in a more Cantonese style, I would say, and paired with this kind of pastry-like pancake, I would say I would give the authenticity like a 7 out of 10 compared to like Zhenjuda or one of the big kind of chains up in Beijing.
Yeah.
And for me, the taste, I would give a 8.5. It's really, really, really good.
I'm going to go for like 5.
Okay.
Although the taste of it is very authentic.
Right.
So the taste is really up there and around about 7, like you say, for the taste.
Right.
But as far as being tasty is concerned, yeah, I really like it. It's great. I'll go 6. 6.5 maybe.
Because you're not a skim boy.
Yeah, duck's not my favorite meat either.
I like that they have an option for you though. You know, for people that don't like skim, I think a lot of people don't like skim. Some people love it, like me, right? Very, very good stuff. Can recommend this for sure. I mean, I can say that I was a little bit worried that this was going to be completely inauthentic, but everyone around in this restaurant is Chinese. They told us that we are the only Westerners that have come in here, which I find kind of weird.
But you don't need to feel intimidated though if you are in the area, because the manager speaks English. They do have English on the menus. And I'd like to reiterate, you want real authentic Beijing duck? This is probably about as good as you're going to get. In fact, I'm going to say it's better than the Beijing duck I've had in Beijing.
It's almost a little too weird what's happening to us. Is that we keep consistently finding that some of this food is more authentic or more delicious than what we've had in China.
Yeah.
Which I find a little bizarre.
I'm finding it very bizarre too.
But it's not a bad thing.
And the thing is, I don't think it's just our Western palates. I'm pretty sure the Chinese people would agree with it. Because it's really good. And you've got Chinese people all around us eating it. And if it wasn't good, they wouldn't be here.
No. I mean, talk about discriminating taste. Chinese people are incredibly picky with their Chinese food. If that makes any sense.
Well, I must say, it's pretty awesome to know you can get like proper Beijing food here in LA. I'm kind of surprised.
For sure.
We've now tried China's most iconic dish in America.
That's true.
Yeah, it's awesome that you can get it here.
Yeah, I know you're not a big fan of avian skin.
No.
But you can appreciate the dish.
Yeah, I tell you, whenever I go out with Sasha, or even with you guys, I get chicken or anything, I'm always like taking the skin off and giving it to other people because I can't handle it.
Yeah, I usually eat all your skin.
Yeah.
Sounds
terrible.
really weird.
Sounds awful.
Sorry about that. All right. On that note.
Yeah. Lovely weather we're experiencing today, Seamilk.
It's not supposed to be like this in Newport Beach, California. You know when you see all like the like TV shows that are filmed here, and you hear about Newport Beach, you know, it's where all the celebs live, and they don't want to live in the hustle and bustle of LA and Hollywood and stuff. And we come here, and it's not sunny like on all the TV shows.
Yeah, it's still nice though. I'm really liking it.
Certainly has a different vibe from where we started, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
But yeah, with all the Rolls Royces and nice cars around, basically all these jewelry shops, it seems a little bit out of place for your average mom and pop Chinese restaurant. But that's apparently where we're going today. This guy Wing Lam, Wing Lam is the CEO of this really, really big fish taco company, and he has all kinds of.
Hang on a second, fish tacos.
Fish tacos, Mexican style, right? The thing that's really special about him for us is not the fish tacos.
Of course, like what does that have to do with Chinese food?
Absolutely nothing.
Okay, all right.
And what we're going to do today is break all the rules of this entire series.
Okay.
And go find out who and why they invented Chinese American cuisine. So we're going to see the grandfather, the granddaddy, the birthplace, and kind of the forefathers of Chinese American food, the stuff that you find at every place in America.
So you're talking about like sweet and sour shrimp prawn balls,
walnut chicken, the beef with broccoli,
General
Tso's chicken, lo mein, chow mein, right? Okay. Apparently this story goes way, way, way back. And Wing's father and his relatives were the ones that came here and started this whole craze. And that's why in your little town in Alabama has Chinese American food.
Okay, well, I mean, that sounds really interesting to me.
I'm interested in their story.
Yeah, so I think we're almost there.
Yeah.
Let's find a parking spot. It looks kind of difficult to park around here.
Yeah, it does.
So this is my mom and dad, Mr. and Mrs. Lee, and we're here at the famous Shanghai Pine Garden on Balboa Island, California. And my name is Wing. I'm their third son.
46年就离开了扬州，我们就到了上海。到了上海，1950年到了香港，1951年到日本，在55年到 Brazil 巴西，1969年来美国。我们在这个美国呢，是在这个刚刚来的时候呢，就在好莱坞，那个的一个 restaurant 顶好 restaurant。我们到了71年就买了这个巴布亚人这个饭店，那个到了73年的时候呢，那个 Mr. 姜伟呢，他到我们餐厅来吃饭，他到我们这个餐厅吃饭以后呢，我们就做的那个正宗的叫曼德林夫，就是北方菜，所以呢他很喜欢。有那个 Mr. 姜伟在这里吃的东西呢，就是 Moo Shu Pork， 是10斤就是扬州炒饭。还有那个就是 mixed fried rice 的，他们很喜欢的是宫保鸡啊，这个他很喜欢我们这个做北方菜，一直做了88年，那么然后呢，我们呢就说小孩子他们要发展了，我们年纪也大了，所以这样子我们就退休，他们这小孩子他们去做那个叫瓦湖 fish taco， 墨西哥餐。
So growing up in Brazil, obviously, you know, Brazilian food and Chinese food, living in a Chinese restaurant because my parents did open one of the first Chinese restaurants in Brazil in the early 50s. Basically, for as long as I can remember, I ate some variation of a Chinese dish, and whether or not it was with a little Brazilian influence or not, it always had that in the background. And even after we moved to America, I mean, I've always loved Chinese food, and it's what we eat at home. And again, remember, we have a little bit of influence from South America. But in America, I mean, this is the traditional Chinese restaurant that we know. There's the early version with the Chinatowns of New York and San Francisco because of the old mining and the railroad. So I think that was the first, you know, kind of, I call it rendition. And then after World War II, basically all the expats left China. And basically there's a core group of them around the world, whether there was in South America, Japan, or Europe, they basically all got their training like between Hong Kong and Japan. So my dad was part of that core group of the new wave of traditional Chinese restaurateurs. I grew up, there were no fortune cookies in Brazil. I have no idea where that came from. But as soon as I got to America, at the end of every Chinese meal, you had a fortune cookie and an almond cookie. I have no idea where it came from. But all of a sudden, I don't know like who, I actually happened to have met the family that made the little cookies in Chinatown. And it cracked me up because I don't know anywhere else in the world, but in America where they have, you know, Chinese fortune cookies. So in more of a traditional Chinese, you know, you have the, what I call the chow fun, the flat noodles. we'll have some of that. The tofu noodles, the mapo tofu is very popular. And I call it the Western version. You got the broccoli chicken, the orange chicken, the kung pao shrimp. We got, obviously, you gotta have fried rice. You know, we like steamed rice, but the American palate likes fried rice. I think people love things with soy sauce. So we have a variation of dishes that are both traditional and American westernized.
I am so excited.
I'm super excited to be at the new Pine Shanghai restaurant.
Yeah.
Very, very fascinating story from the family here, actually.
Yeah.
Fascinating story all over the world to bring Chinese food to America. And I think a lot of people, I mean, I should say every American's familiar with normal Americanized Chinese food, right?
Yeah.
But the really special thing about this restaurant is they got both.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Of course, changing certain dishes to suit American taste, very normal to do with a restaurant with foreign food, right? But also maintaining a lot of the original flavors that you would of Chinese food.
Absolutely.
So this is going to be a little bit of an off-the-wall review.
Traditional Chinese Coke.
Traditional Chinese Coke. We got traditional Chinese sweet and sour pork.
Yeah.
We got the American
We got the
versions.
Chinese burrito.
Chinese burrito.
Which is, you know, something I'm
our
really excited to try.
Our friend Wing here was actually telling us this is the dish that made his father famous.
Well, can we try it before we continue?
It's Moo Shu Pork. We have to explain what it is.
Well, okay. Can I take a bite? Because I'm starving.
Go for it.
All right.
Go for it. It's super good.
Oh yeah.
It's super good, but really just blowing my mind. I thought I was eating Mexican food until I tasted the inside. Super sweet, a little bit smoky. It's almost got that breath of the dragon that you get from cooking in a wok. Very Chinese on the inside. I was really surprised because it kind of reminded me of a Beijing Kaoya because they use the wrap to put all that
yeah,
kind
I
of stuff
suppose
in
so.
it.
It's got maybe plum sauce or something in it, maybe.
But it's just the wrap that makes it so different.
Yeah, now I've got to admit that my taste when it comes to Chinese food is this is my favorite kind of Chinese food. I know a lot of people are going to get down on me because I've been living in China for 12 years. And of course I do love authentic Chinese food, and we've traveled, both of us, around the whole of China, and we've tried everything. But I still like westernized Chinese food the most because it's got that, you know, the Western palate in mind. And
Get out of here.
No, it's delicious. It's absolutely amazing.
This is actually fantastic.
This is good. So I can.
I'm sorry, I gotta go.
only
We got a lot of
recommend.
food to eat, but I gotta keep going here. I mean, I feel like a lot of people get down on Americanized Chinese food because of the cheap nature of it. But if you go find the real deal, the good stuff like we have here, I think it's in a completely different realm of, or genre of food, to be honest. You know what I mean?
So I'm gonna have to say for the burrito, the authenticity, I'll give it probably about a 1 out of 10.
I think we should just go for 0 because it's its own thing.
But
for taste,
I'm gonna give it a 10.
I have to go with 10 on that
Absolutely.
one. That kind of,
Absolutely.
I watched them make it, and I was kind of like, okay, I kind of know what this is going to taste like, but it completely it exceeded my expectations for sure. I keep almost reaching for it. Let's go with the sweet and sour pork because it's the brightest.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Now I see chunks of pineapple here. I see a
So
little bit of
gulo
pork.
roll, right?
Yeah, we would call it gulo ro, right?
Yeah, in China. Yeah.
In China. Gulo ro, yeah.
Yeah. We can get this dish in China actually.
We can.
But,
It looks a little different. It looks a little different.
Yeah. Usually when we find it, I find them in the like Hong Kong style canteens and stuff.
Sure.
You know, that's where I get them a lot.
Sure. It smells a little bit sour, a little bit sweet, kind of fruity like pineapple.
Yeah. You go for it.
That is very sweet. Woo. That is super sweet.
I'll give
I
it a
would
shot.
eat that for dessert. I imagine Americans would love that.
I love it.
You're not even American, dude. You're
Well, I'm
imposter.
Western.
You're Western. Very good stuff, very sweet. Almost pungent in a way. A little bit of vinegar in there.
Yeah.
Good stuff though. Nice and crispy on the outside. The gulo ro is pretty much exactly like you'd get other than a little bit extra sweetness and a little bit extra sourness.
So I'm going to say I can get something very similar in China. So if you were to compare eating that in China and eating that here, it's got a good authenticity. It's
Right.
all the way up there, so 8 out of 10.
Yeah, for sure.
You know.
I'd match that.
Yeah,
As
but
for-
the taste is a little better than what I usually get in China. So.
I don't want to offend anyone out there, but I mean, it's just the quality of ingredients that they would use in a restaurant like this is quite a bit higher than you get in China. No offense, subscribers. I'm so sorry, but this would be a little bit higher on the taste scale for me. This is a chow fun, and I know when me and you
Nice.
have a little too much to drink
Yeah.
on the streets of China, we'll go out real late at night. I'm talking midnight, 1 a.m.,
Yeah.
And we'll be like, what is there? And you see these great big woks and these flames at night, and you're like, you know what? That's the only thing I want right now.
Yeah.
We do this way too often.
It's awesome. That place right near your house, we always
Yeah.
go sit there. We call it crack noodles, and the
Because
reason why we call it crack
they keep
noodles
coming back.
always coming back. Yeah. So
And this reminds me of that. It
Yeah.
kind of looks identical.
it's straight up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know what? It is almost identical. I could
If
say.
you gave me a blind taste test,
Yeah.
the only way I could differentiate them is number one, if I was sober, which I am now. And number two is the kind of soy sauce that they use is slightly different. Tastes equally as delicious, absolutely amazing stuff. I could eat these all day and all night, and I
Okay.
would be 10,000 pounds.
Yeah. Authenticity from you?
10 out of 10.
Me too.
Absolutely, just like you get in
100%
China.
10 out of 10. And
Taste, I gotta say 9.
Yeah, I'm actually
It's up
gonna go all the way up to 10 on this one. I love this stuff.
I absolutely love it too, for sure. I didn't know if you'd go, so now I feel a little embarrassed that I went 9.
That's all right. It's very seldom I go all the way up to 10. I didn't even give the Bowls a 10 out of 10. Did I?
Oh yeah, you didn't.
No, yeah, that's great.
That's freaking delicious. That's freaking delicious.
Absolutely.
Winston, I'm a little bit worried about this episode for one specific reason.
What's that?
And that is everyone that watches our videos, everyone that watches anything we do with food, watch it because they want to see what authentic, real Chinese culture and food is like. And I was so worried coming into this that I was gonna maybe prefer this, and I kind of do.
Well, that is why American Chinese food is the way it is. It's because it's adapted to the Western palate. You know, you come over here, you've got different ingredients to work with. You know, different kinds of vegetables. You know, the meat's different.
Right.
It is different. You eat chicken in China,
For
you eat
sure.
chicken here. It's completely different.
You know what I can say though, is that it's kind of a wonderful marriage because yes, you get really low-end American Chinese food at your typical takeout place. Maybe the people have never had a history of cooking.
Oriental buffet.
Yeah, like we saw in Tucson, Arizona and stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe their family has no tradition of cooking, right?
Yeah.
But when
Maybe
you
they're
have
not even Chinese.
Maybe they're not even Chinese. When you have people that bring traditional dishes and kind of adjust them to local flavors, is not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, that's how fusion's born, right? And in a way, this is kind of the oldest fusion food here in America, and it's kind of a beautiful thing.
Absolutely. So, absolutely love the food tonight.
Right.
Yeah. What else can we say?
I can say that you should definitely come check this out because it might look like from the sign your average, Chinese restaurant is not.
No.
It's average food that tastes way better than average. That's for sure.
Yeah. So
It's good
come
stuff.
check it out if you're ever in Balboa Island.
Yes. Very good.
Awesome. Well, let's get stuck in, and then I guess we got to hit the road. Well, that was completely different to what I expected.
I expected it to be the most average Chinese American restaurant you've ever had.
Spring
Spring
rolls,
rolls,
sweet and sour pork and stuff.
sweet and sour pork, your average stuff. And we did have average dishes there, for sure. I'm absolutely blown away.
Me too.
I'm absolutely blown away. That was freaking delicious.
Yeah, I loved it. So far, one of my favorites.
Absolutely one of my favorites. And again, I just don't want to piss anyone off with that, but gosh darn it, that was really yummy.
Yeah, it was.
Those burritos, man.
I know.
I don't even want to eat Mexican food after that.
It's so
That's
good.
a better way to do it.
Oh yeah, I mean it's literally
offense.
Chinese food in a burrito. Like it's so weird. I've never thought of that.
No.
What's next? Sushi in a burrito?
That sounds awful. That sounds like raw fish in a burrito.
I'd try that.
That's actually going to make me throw up. I'm too full right now. Anyway, to top it all off, we had a fortune cookie, which was a perfect end to that meal. What did yours say?
Mine said that keep your plans secret.
Keep your plans secret.
Yeah.
That's terrifying, dude. We work together.
Yeah, it's okay. I always keep my real big plans secret anyway. So.
What do you...
Never mind. You'll never
me.
know.
Dude, that actually legit, like off camera, that makes me legitimately nervous. Anyway, mine said that I am sociable and entertaining.
Yeah, that's kind of true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's, thank you. You should say it's definitely true.
No, it's kind of true. Yeah, most of the time.
You go in there and you meet this really genuine family with an absolutely amazing story.
Yeah.
With really cool characters. Wing was such a cool dude.
Yeah.
His dad, really funny character. You could recognize him anywhere. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
absolutely. Yeah, it's
Really,
pretty awesome.
really cool stuff. So I was super happy and really lucky to meet these guys.
Well, what say we head off? We got a big day tomorrow.
We sure do. And with that, we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, we will.
Welcome to Ghost Stories with Sea Milk.
Yeah, Sea Milk looks like a ghost. That's because we've got some fairly poor lighting in the car at the moment. But guys, we're really looking forward to tonight.
Yes, we are. First of all, we have a very special guest that's come to pick us up.
Yes.
And that is Mr. Jun Lee.
Our gracious host is taking us to his restaurant, and the reason why we're so excited is because it's kind of like a barbecue and beer restaurant.
That's true. And I gotta say, this Tesla is a lot more comfortable than your Corvette.
Yeah, okay, that is true.
I threw out my back in your car. Anyway, yeah, super happy to go check out some Dongbei food, because you are in fact from Dongbei, am I right?
Well, my partner is from Dongbei,
Gotcha.
Tieling. His mother actually told him that not to get involved in restaurant business. Whatever you do, don't get involved in restaurant business if you go to the United States.
Okay.
Right.
And this is what he ended up doing.
Okay, cool. So he didn't listen to his mom.
Sometimes Mama doesn't know best.
Yeah, but he should ting Mama de hua.
Ting Mama de hua.
Yeah.
Nice.
Awesome.
So basically, what are we gonna eat tonight? What do you got on the menu?
Well, there's a lot of Dongbei style small dish and barbecues
Cool.
stuff. So you can just take whatever you like.
Awesome.
Awesome. I mean, this is probably, at least for me, my favorite food in China, because it's the kind of thing you can drink beer and just eat barbecue, and it's delicious. And usually you sit outside, and you can sit outside in the summer. In fact, even in where I live in winter as well, it's not that cold.
I was gonna say, I mean, we've said this before, but it is definitely one of the most expat friendly types of foods.
Yeah.
And yeah, we like all kinds of Chinese food, but this is just one of the things I always look forward to when I'm in China. We really feel like we're in Asia right now, just driving around here. It's
you can
kind
get
of cool.
around
We like
without
it.
speaking English at all.
Yeah, I know, it's so weird. In the supermarket, they were speaking Mandarin.
We had to
us,
speak Chinese. It was crazy.
Yeah, exactly. It's really interesting.
You flew all the way to
I know.
America, and now you're speaking Mandarin a
It's
lot.
kind of crazy to see the big changes here. But anyway, it looks like we've arrived.
Yes,
All
it's
right.
on the second floor.
Cool.
Okay.
Let's go check it out.
Yeah,
park
can't
on
wait.
the first floor.
So basically, we're Focus Barbecue, and welcome. Basically, we're serving skewers, and then the taste is based on northern China, and then a lot of snacks from China too. Also, Chinese hot pot. It's hot and spicy, and it's really famous around this area too. And that's about it. And then also we have beers, Qingdao's. Focus, Winston. We got beer to drink.
Absolutely. And guess what? It's my favorite beer, Qingdao,
It
as
is-
everybody knows.
It's kind of bizarre. We haven't had it on this entire trip for filming all these episodes, right?
Yeah, but it's not in a bag.
No.
I'm a little disappointed, but you can only get that in the real Qingdao.
Right. A quick disclaimer here. This barbecue, from what we've seen thus far, looks fantastic.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely amazing. The flavors and the smells that I got out of that kitchen were
amazing.
a cut above the rest. I'm just going to say that, right? But what we've done is we started out with one of the riskiest dishes that they have, because I feel like it took the least prep time.
Sure. What this is raw beef.
One of their specialties, apparently.
Now, I'll be honest with you, in China I would never eat this.
In America, I got no problem with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So you put a
Now-
little bit of vinegar on there, right?
Yeah, we need to mix the vinegar with the wasabi. I have a feeling it has something to do with like disinfecting, or gives it a little special
Thank you.
taste. Right? But we've all had carpaccio before, right?
Not
So this
all of
is-
us.
You've never had carpaccio?
It's never really appealed to me.
Okay, well, you're about
I
to have
mean,
Chinese carpaccio.
I think I've had ostrich carpaccio.
That's okay. You one-upped me there. Okay, this one is ready to roll. What
I'm
about
just
you?
gonna quick dip.
You're doing a quick dip.
Yeah, you ready?
Okay.
Let's do it.
1, 2, 3. It's actually pretty good.
I like it. I do like it.
One thing I'm super happy about, and we've said this way too many times in our other videos, is we're kind of tired of eating shuinyo,
Yes.
like
yes,
water
yes.
buffalo. This is beef, which I'm
Real
so
beef.
happy to have.
Absolutely.
Finally.
It's really nice. Cool.
Next, we're gonna have the cooked version,
This is a cooked beef.
and apparently they use filet mignon.
Filet
for this.
mignon.
So that's fantastic. We don't dip these.
No. Just straight away. The flavors are very authentic. So
Yes.
I'd have to give it a 10 out of 10. But we never have real beef.
I know. It actually blew my mind, because it is exactly like the cumin spice that you get on the side of the road, but the beef is real this time, so it's kind of playing tricks with my mind. Loving it. Loving it. The beef on the whole, though, for me, authenticity, I mean, I gotta go like 5 out of 10, because like
You
I've
don't
never
get-
had
you don't
really
get
good
real
beef.
beef,
This
yeah,
is way
yeah.
better. As for the taste, I'm gonna go for a 8.5. That's delicious.
Absolutely.
Next up, we're gonna have the lamb skewers. Now, oftentimes you get in China, it's gonna be goat, right?
Yeah.
And they actually don't make a distinction in Chinese. Yanrou is also lamb and it's also goat, right?
Well, I mean, there is a distinction because a Shanyang is a goat and a Meiyang or whatever
right,
is a sheep.
When people are talking about
just young
lamb,
roe,
sometimes you don't know.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But anyway, this is lamb, confirmed.
Let's
And
give it a shot.
This is my favorite char.
That's so good. It's so hearty and wow, that's delicious.
That is so much better than what I usually have down from my house in Huizhou. I don't think I'm going to be able to eat there anymore.
Same in Shenzhen. I mean, I've been to some fairly upscale, sort of barbecue restaurants, if you can call it that. The flavor is there, but this is so much nicer because the meat's so much nicer.
I mean, the kind of fat, there's a little bit of pocket of fat that they put in between the skewers and meat, and you don't notice it. It's not gristly or anything, right? It kind of explodes in your mouth with juice and kind of oil, and it's delicious. Lamb oil is really yummy, right? And what I gotta say is that this, for authenticity, for me, is a 10 because it does taste like a young roe char, but it's just better.
It is better. So if we could, the authenticity would be a 10 for me as well because it is the same flavor, but the taste is a 10 out of 10.
I'm gonna go.
100%.
I'm gonna go for that as well. I mean, if you're gonna come to a Chinese barbecue, you're definitely gonna eat yang rou char.
Yeah.
This is pretty much the epitome of that.
There's one thing that always disappoints me when we eat yang rou char. Usually is, the fat that they use is usually more than the meat.
Right.
And it's overpowering and it's gristly, like you said.
Right.
And I usually sit there and I'm pulling the meat bits off, eating the meat, and then like just discarding the fat bits onto like a side plate.
Right.
But not here. I mean, it just works so well.
It's fantastic stuff.
10 out of 10.
One thing I noticed about these little baby Qingdaos is that they're little baby Qingdaos.
Yeah.
Never seen one so little. Because in China we get double-sized beers.
Yeah, no, they're huge. These must be like export only. This is apparently deep fried milk.
Okay.
And
sea milk.
Yeah. I actually don't know what to expect from this. So why don't you grab one?
I'm gonna use my fingers.
Yeah, why not? I'll grab one too. And well, I mean, what could deep fried milk be?
It's not really barbecue food, but it was highly recommended as a specialty, right?
Yeah,
so let's give it a shot.
This all looks so good.
This is amazing. What the hell is this?
It's like a oily custard. It's nice.
Very good.
I can dig it.
It doesn't remind me of, maybe it's kind of milky. How do they make this?
Just custard, man. It looks like it's fried custard. Almost.
Fried custard.
Fried
It's
custard.
really good though.
It is nice. I mean, I'm not a massive fan, but it's nice. I'm gonna give it like a 5.5 out of 10 for taste.
I'll mirror that.
Because it's a little bit oily.
It's
but
okay.
It's weird.
I have a feeling I would like it more after the meal. Because I want to eat some more of this delicious barbecue.
Absolutely.
I keep trying to pick stuff, but I keep looking at these oysters, so if you don't mind.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You have the oyster, and you're going to have to do it by yourself because I'm not a big fan of seafood. I mean, shellfish especially. I'm allergic to shrimp.
Right.
But
so you don't take chances.
Yeah, but the thing is, we ate raw oysters on conquering northern China. I can
we
have
did. You're
oysters,
okay.
but I have a problem with oysters that are prepared in China, and that is that they are more garlic than oyster.
This is very, very garlicky too, but it looks awesome. These are super meaty and clean looking.
Oh, give it a shot. Certainly looks bigger than any oyster I've seen in China. Good. Well, lucky you because you get another one.
Well, fine. I think I'll go for it.
Yeah, you should.
That's amazing. It doesn't have that irony taste that I get from Chinese oysters.
It's probably because it doesn't have heavy metals
Look
in
at
it.
that, it's huge. Super
awesome.
creamy and sweet. I love it. Amazing. And they have this kind of little round batch of noodles on the top.
Yes, rice noodles.
Rice noodles, and it has a ton of garlic on it, but it's really good, smoky flavor. Way better than raw oysters, that's for sure.
For sure. We have something else here. Sorry, I know you're still enjoying your oysters over there. Sorry, I can't join.
Okay.
Yeah, you've got to give it a rating before we move on. So, what are your ratings?
Authenticity is kind of like a 7 because the Chinese oysters I've had
Much
very
smaller.
small. This is a whole mouthful. It's delicious. You couldn't eat like a dozen of those.
Remember on Conquering Northern China where we bought that like 200 oysters for like $5 or whatever it was?
It was false advertising though, because when you crack them open, there's like this little bit of meat
And
in
actually,
there.
a lot of them were just kind of empty.
Right, they were. They hadn't grown yet.
Yeah,
These are
one of
amazing.
these is worth 20 of those.
Absolutely. I'm gonna give for taste rating, I'm gonna give that a 9. That's probably the best oyster I've ever had. I like
What do you
barbecued
know?
stuff though.
What do you know? Now this next one, I believe it's pork belly mushrooms. You know, those like see you tomorrow mushrooms, we call them in China.
Are you gonna explain why?
Well, let's just say that you will see them the next day.
They don't digest easily.
No, they don't digest very well. See you tomorrow mushrooms in pork belly, and looks good. Let's give it a try.
It's almost like a piece of bacon.
And you know what it looks like? It looks like a chrysalis. You know, like a, you know what I mean?
Let's hope a meat butterfly doesn't come out of this.
Yeah, let's give it a shot.
This is good with the pork belly on the outside. I'd say it's kind of like a sweet bacon wrapped around it. Very yummy though. I'm a big fan. Big fan. Authenticity, I've had that before.
Absolutely.
It's a 9.
Yeah, it's definitely. I'm going to give it a 9.5, 10.
For taste, I'm going to go with a 7. It's a bit sweet for me. But I like it.
I've never really liked those mushrooms, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, 6.5 for me on taste.
I think they're a bit overrated.
That over there is
this is the lung mian. So
yeah,
this
the
is
lung mian.
barbecued cold noodles, which is a complete oxymoron.
Yeah, let's give it a shot. I'm really curious.
I lost my hot dog. I lost my dog.
I'm losing everything.
I'm a dog loser, dude.
Okay, whatever.
Shoot. Okay.
Let's just try.
Ready?
That's like syrupy almost.
That's really good. That tastes better than normal lung mian.
Oh yeah. No, I mean,
who knew that cold noodles would taste better hot? Go figure.
Yeah. I mean, that's awesome.
Amazing stuff. For authenticity, it's almost like a 3 because I've never had that. That's special. It's super special. Taste, I'm gonna go 8.5. Absolutely amazing stuff. Loving it.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 9. Authenticity, again, I can't rate it because I've never had it before. I mean, it obviously exists, but you know, we've been to tons of northern style barbecue places. I've never seen anything like that.
Nearby, I mean, it's just kind of these really thick noodles wrapped around hot dogs, and you have your cilantro, all the kind of innards that you'd get in the jianbing. But
so cilantro is coriander, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Coriander, yeah.
And some chives and stuff, but this slathered in this really nice sweet sauce.
Sweet, like almost like a honey syrupy.
I usually don't like sweet stuff, but it was really good.
That's great.
Really good.
Seamilk, I know you like weird food, right? You're always talking about, oh, I love the organs of this and that and the next thing. So that's why I ordered you very special. Over here are some prairie oysters, also known as sheep testicles.
Listen. I like weird stuff. In that you think tongue is weird, you think liver is weird. It's stuff I grew up eating, right? I never
do think eating tongue and liver is weird.
Well, you know what I find weird? Eating balls, because I didn't do that. Mom didn't say, here's a fresh plate of balls for you.
Yeah, but she may not have said, here's a fresh plate of balls, but it's right up your alley.
You know what it's kind of funny?
What?
There's not a whole big difference.
Between the egg and
you could trick someone, put like one of these on there. This is a sheep's balls.
Those are huge.
Oh my Lord almighty. And there's something weird about eating balls, because for me, I'm so sorry.
Yes, there is something weird about eating balls.
No,
I don't eat balls, so I don't really know.
For me, I can almost imagine when you're eating like think about it, like a chicken wing. You don't think about eating the wing of an actual chicken. When you're eating a lamb leg, you're not thinking, oh, this was like a walking leg on a lamb. But for some reason, as a man, eating balls,
just imagine
it feels like these swinging down, and you just walk up and you just bit them like an udder, you know?
Well, I don't know about that, but yeah.
But you feel their pain.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And these are now sliced up. Are you ready?
Sliced balls, yeah. I guess we gotta have one each, right?
Yeah. Oh god. Everything's been amazing, and I didn't want to end with this.
Yeah. Do we have to eat a whole one?
I think a small one.
I don't have a small one.
You do right there.
What, this one?
Oh, you're bragging about your big balls. All right, you ready?
After this bloody
You can buy half for this one.
Yeah, okay, I'll have half that.
I'll eat the small one.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. I'm having a hard time.
It's just the texture. It's soft and it almost has a fishy taste to it, doesn't it? Have a.
Don't talk about it. What if it's still got
Can I have some of your beer, man? I'm out. Can I have a little bit more of that, please? Oh. It's almost like a bready, soft fish.
Stop it!
Oh man. Oh, that's awful.
Oh, everything was amazing. That was scary. That was a taste I have never had before.
Me neither. Like a bready, fishy, soft. Anyway,
I'm not gonna rate that.
I'm gonna have to rate it because for authenticity, I guess it tastes like balls if you've ever had it. But I've never had balls, so I can't give it. A taste, I'm gonna get a 0.
Don't eat that.
Yeah, don't order that.
You know what I can recommend?
What?
This restaurant. It's
Absolutely
amazing. It's absolutely
amazing.
amazing. It was a really good experience and really friendly people here and just such a nice environment. So if you get a chance, definitely check it out. Focus
Absolutely.
Barbecue. Cheers, man.
Cheers, man. I hope tomorrow's restaurant's going to be awesome because they're really going to have to try hard to up this one. You know what I mean?
I fully agree.
Yeah. We got to do it.
So guys, we're on ludicrous mode. We're going to wrap up this sode in ludicrous mode. I don't have a seatbelt on. I'm holding both of your seats.
You better.
Yeah, you better hold.
Oh, this light's going to go flying.
Yeah, well, hold it, ghost boy.
I'm going to hold it. I guess it'll pin me back in my seat.
Yeah.
So
It definitely will, so.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
That was really fantastic, Sea Milk. What did you think of the meal?
I thought it was absolutely delicious in so many aspects. It was like a throwback to China. It was like kind of everything I love about Chinese barbecue, to be honest, kind of wrapped up into one clean and delicious package.
And you know the best part is you don't need to worry about a dodgy stomach.
Dodgy stomachs come with Chinese barbecue. It's almost like it's ubiquitous, right?
Yeah, everybody who goes for Chinese barbecue, except me, anyway, the people I take, always end up having food poisoning the next day. Because,
depending on where you go.
Yeah, you go out, you have a great night, lots of beer, lots of barbecue, and then, you get those rumbles the next day, but not this time.
The rumbles turn into something much worse.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling we're going to have a little bit of a rumble here, well, without the rumble of an engine.
Yeah.
And
There's no rumble of an engine.
A bit of a straight here. And ludicrous mode. 开始.
Right now?
That's crazy. Holy
awesome. That's great.
That's freaking fast.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
And with
awesome.
that, we really want to say thank you very much to Junli for this awesome experience and his awesome Tesla and his awesome restaurant. And we will see you on the next episode.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks a lot, man. We appreciate it. It's been so nice meeting you. So we have to say goodbye to LA. We've been driving all day. Where are we headed?
We're headed to San Francisco.
So we're headed to San Francisco. What is it that we're going to do there?
Of course, we're going to go see San Fran just because it's a freaking awesome city, but also we're going to go eat of course, what we're doing on this trip, authentic Chinese food, this time in America's biggest Chinatown.
Yeah, I mean, look, last time I went through San Francisco, I didn't get a chance to really explore Chinatown.
Yeah.
So I'm actually really looking forward to it.
Sure. I got you a little treat, by the way.
Oh, what's that?
I got you ostrich jerky and also alligator jerky.
Well, I've had ostrich before,
Should you start with the alligator then?
Yeah, I mean, ostrich is something you eat in South Africa a lot.
I've had it in Taiwan. Some alligator jerky.
Not very good.
It's not fishy.
I wouldn't say it's fishy, it's just...
It's a little fishy.
Yeah. A little dry, really. Is it just me, or is it just dry?
It tastes like meat wood.
Which do you prefer?
The taste is better on this one. I guess this brand sucks.
Okay, alright.
Whoever made Buffalo Bob, you suck, boy.
Sorry, Buffalo Bob, but I do prefer your ostrich jerky over your alligator one.
Anyway.
So, we're just basically on the road all day today. We're not going to be doing anything today. We're going to arrive in San Francisco. We're going to check into our hotel. And then we're going to start exploring the next day. We're going to go check out Chinatown, see what it's all about, and then try and arrange to go and see some awesome restaurants, things like that. So
I got some awesome stuff planned for us. Don't worry.
Cool. very interesting place. Where are we, Sea Milk?
We are in Chinatown.
Everybody want chung tonight. Yes, we are, and it's quite confusing because it literally looks like we're in China a lot of the time here.
I would say it actually looks like identical to Hong Kong because of all the colonial buildings with the Chinese characters everywhere. Not to mention, it's really loud screeching, but also the predominant language that I keep hearing around the streets is Cantonese.
Yeah, absolutely.
Guys, it's so nice to meet you. Keep in touch. Thank you. Nice to meet you guys.
The thing is, when you get to a place like America, I absolutely love it because there's so much opportunity here.
Right.
You see people of all different walks of life working together, living together. You've got so much choice. There's such a diverse landscape. Everything here is really quite spectacular.
Yeah.
And I mean, you might think I'm honeymoon perioding it here, but it's not. Oh, anyway, I'm hungry. Apparently dim sum on the street is a thing here. So we've been told about the best one in San Francisco, so let's go check it out. We are in San Francisco.
I can't see anything.
Put your glasses back on then, dude.
Lost my contacts last night. It really sucks.
Absolutely.
What happened to the weather, Winston?
Well, it kind of just got all misty and overcast all of a sudden. It was quite nice and bright earlier on.
Yeah, I kind of fell in love with San Francisco. We're walking around shooting, saw Alcatraz, we saw the beautiful kind of houses on the hill. It's kind of steep walks everywhere, though.
I absolutely love it, though. It's so cool. And Chinatown here was quite spectacular. It's weird. It's literally like you're walking around Hong Kong.
It is. There's very, very few differences.
Yeah.
One thing I will say, though, is that the people that came from China and came to this Chinatown are very different than the ones that we saw in LA.
Yeah, that's the thing. Everyone's speaking Cantonese around here, and up until this point, we've been able to speak to everyone in Mandarin. But over here, literally, you try to speak Mandarin to them, they don't understand you because, they're all Cantonese.
For sure. What's that? Yeah. This is not correct.
It is currently now 10 past 2.
10 past 2.
You ever shoot out for a homeless vet?
We're in the middle of shooting right now. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
3, 2, 1.
Now the difference is everybody that we met so far over here speaks Cantonese, and it's something different because up until now on the trip, everybody's been able to understand Mandarin. We've been meeting people from the north of China, from central China, from all over China, but predominantly the people that have settled here in San Francisco obviously are from Hong Kong or from Guangdong because it's all Cantonese.
That's been a massive disadvantage for us. And let me tell you why. And this is some behind the scenes stuff, but basically everywhere we've gone in LA, it was pretty smooth sailing because I would call them up or I'd show up, right? We'd just kind of randomly show up and speak Chinese to them, and it was kind of really nice. Like they felt like a nice connection with us. But because everyone here is Cantonese, there's a different barrier for us. Unlike in China, Cantonese people here don't speak Mandarin for the most part, right? So they don't identify with that. There's no camaraderie there.
And also you have to understand, traditionally anyway, down south there's a lot more scamming going on. There's a lot more sort of people taking advantage of people for money and things, so they don't trust us.
Right.
And it's very annoying because we'd walk into a restaurant in LA and we'd speak in Mandarin and say, "Hey, is your manager here?"
Like,
and
no
they'd
problem,
be like,
let's do
"Whoa,
this,"
weird, foreigners speaking Chinese." And then
here it's left and right, turn it down over.
Say, "Hey, is there a manager here?" Like, no. We're like, "We want to make a video." No.
It's like, so that's why we're in a park. And we're in a beautiful park, actually. It's quite nice here.
Yeah, pretty much.
Other than the weather. And we got
dim sum.
Apparently the best dim sum you can buy in San Francisco.
I had to have a bit of a laugh at the name because we always make that joke about Mongkok because,
it's called Good Mongkok Bakery.
Yeah, Good Mongkok Bakery. In Hong Kong, you stayed in Mongkok for a little while, and I go to Mongkok quite often to buy stuff, but it really does sound like an STI, doesn't it?
It really does. It really does. Anyway,
let's get on with
we've heard very good things about this, and you don't have to. We couldn't film inside because, we filmed us ordering, but there's no sit-down tables, so we had to get it to go. It's a to-go place.
I mean that's something I got to point out as well. Is there's this huge queue outside, and we've been walking up and down Chinatown taking B-roll all day.
Right.
Right, and we get to that place, and guess what? There's still a queue, and that's when you know it's good. And I've talked about this before. We talked about this on ADVChina before, right?
Right.
It's basically, if there's a queue, that's where people will go because then obviously it's got to be good. Otherwise, why would people be queuing up?
For sure. And one of the reasons for the queue is your favorite thing in the world.
Absolutely.
Why don't you show that to the camera real quick?
I will. Okay. This is a Ciaochao Ball, which is like a sweet barbecue pork bun.
Right.
And basically, what you'll find inside of it is you'll find kind of a honeyed, sweetened barbecue pork.
Right.
And it's pretty
delicious. Some of them can have a bunch of different spices, almost like a nutmeg type flavor, and some of them are just straight up pork. Yeah. This one looks really good, almost like a pulled pork. That looks better than in China.
It does. I got to give it a try.
Okay. Should I try it out?
It does have a savory taste to it and sweet, and it's got a very fluffy sort of a breading around it. Well, not breading, a fluffy bun around it. It's delicious.
You know what I like about this one?
What?
It's not cloyingly sweet like a
Yes,
dessert.
yes. It's got a little bit more savory in it.
And you know what the pork tastes like? You know when you get like Chinese American food and it has the little bits of pork in the noodles, or the fried rice? It's like that same consistency of pork, but it actually works. It is very, very gooey and kind of nice. One thing I hate about getting Ciaochao Ball in China sometimes is they'll put like a little dab of sauce in there. It barely has anything. This one's chock full.
Yeah, it's very generous.
It's not very authentic in that way.
I mean, you say that, but I've had very similar stuff to this because dim sum is one of those things we've both probably had it up to here with, to be honest, because living in Guangdong and our families being, Chinese families are Guangdong, right? Every time you go out for yam cha, which is just going out for dim sum. And for me, one thing I hate about dim sum in Guangdong is that pretty much every dish has got shrimp in it. Almost every dish, because they use shrimp paste, or they use like the shafen. They throw them in everything, and it's really annoying because I'm allergic. So I'm always stuck at the dim sum places ordering Ciaochao Ball, meatballs, and spring rolls, a couple of things like that, right?
Right.
So I'm always having the same 4 or 5 dishes every time. So I've eaten a lot of these.
I have too. I would say for authenticity for me, that's a 6 out of 10. For taste, I'm going to give that a 8.
Okay. I'm going to say it's an 8 out of 10 for authenticity because I've had something that's almost exactly the same before.
You're a big fan of this. You've had that more than me.
Yeah, I have. For taste, I'll give it an 8 as well. It's delicious. It's great.
It's a good Ciaochao Bao. I think it's better than most of the ones I've had.
If you're going to have dim sum, you have to order the Ciaochao Bao.
For sure. What's next?
Well, like we were saying earlier, or I was saying, there's a lot of shrimp involved, right? So
well, that's why you're going to take care of the chicken shao mai that we've got, and I'm going to take care of the shrimp dumplings.
Absolutely. Okay. So, let's see. I've never ever seen a chicken shao mai before. This is the first time.
Yeah, so it's going to take out points for authenticity immediately there.
Yeah, usually they got pork or they've got shrimp. It's always got like one little damn shrimp.
Can I try one?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So a shao mai is basically a wonton wrapper wrapped around a dumpling sort of thing. This one's got scallions and chicken in it,
that's
right?
correct. Yeah.
So this should be quite tasty, I think.
Let's try it out.
It takes me back immediately to that roadside place next to my house in Huizhou.
Oh, those?
Before we go work on our motorcycles or go on a trip or whatever, we'd stop and stock up on something very similar. This tastes better though.
This still must taste like canned chicken soup in a way. Doesn't it? It's got a bit of chicken soup, with mushrooms, that kind of thing?
Absolutely. This tastes like almost like something you could get in any Chinese American restaurant.
Yeah, yeah.
And for that, the authenticity is 3.
I'm going to give it a 2. Maybe even a 1, because I've never seen a chicken shao mai. It's definitely made for the American taste. Sure. And you can try and say, oh, but maybe they have it somewhere in China. No, because this food comes from where I live in China, and I've eaten it like religiously for years and years and years and years. I've never seen one. In fact, I'm going to give it a 0.
The reason I give it
a 1 because it's got the skin.
Yeah, I was going to say it looks like a shao mai.
Yeah, it looks like a shao mai, yeah. And there's definitely a little bit of shrimp in there because I can feel a little tingle. I forgot to give it taste.
Oh yeah, taste.
Sorry.
I'm going to give it a 4.
I actually quite liked it, so I'm going to give it like a 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
This looks exactly like a shrimp dumpling, albeit 3 times bigger.
It is way bigger, yeah.
And shrimp dumplings are just that. It's a rice paper dumpling, unlike a wheat dumpling wrapper.
Yeah.
A little bit translucent, and it's chock full of shrimp usually.
Give it a shot.
What they've done.
Oh, it's got a breaded shrimp inside. Okay.
With an egg bread.
Yeah.
Like an egg breading.
I've never seen that before.
You get a lot more bang for your buck with these ones. There's a lot more shrimp in them, but I've had better ones. And I actually had better ones in New York City, believe it or not.
Oh,
at a dim sum place. And it had a whole shrimp in it. It was unadulterated.
An unadulterated shrimp. So did it have like its scales and stuff?
This one's not fresh. No, I'm saying this is not a fresh shrimp. It's like
it's
breaded, probably frozen, fried up. Authenticity, I'm going to give this a 4.
Okay.
I would never have anything like this in China. Taste, I'll give it a 6. It's pretty good.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, just from the look of it, because, my wife loves shrimp, so she's always ordering that stuff, right? I've never seen one like that before, so just from the look of it, the authenticity is way down there, probably like a 2 or 3.
Now, we had our breakfast here, kind of a late lunch, but we have to save a lot more room because this episode is all covering Cantonese food.
Correct.
So we started with the average Cantonese meal that you'd have earlier on. We're going to have some Cantonese dinner items later on at actually one of our friends' restaurants downtown.
Yeah, so we've got no problem filming there because, you know, he's actually one of our subscribers and a friend of ours, and he was just like, hey, you know, his uncle, it's his uncle, right?
Yeah.
His uncle runs a restaurant where they do Cantonese food. So we can have some nice, you know, sort of authentic Cantonese food there and try it out. I'd say, you know, that place we just went to, really good food.
Yeah, the dim sum's pretty good.
It's pretty good, but it's not very authentic.
Right. It's got its own flair, and that's not necessarily a bad thing.
No, it's not.
Right.
It's not very authentic, but it tastes very good.
It tastes good. I liked it.
I liked it too. I can heartily suggest it. If you want to get a kind of a taste of China that's not authentic, but it's kind of the same.
Yeah. Right down to the spitting.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. Even the spitting's authentic. So yeah. Yeah.
We'll
awesome.
see you at the next restaurant.
Absolutely. See you there. Sea Milk.
Yes.
We are currently
still full.
Yeah, and we're riding up these really ridiculous hills here in San Francisco.
It's nuts, eh?
Yeah.
I remember playing video games when I was a kid, like racing games.
Yeah.
Like old games, like Test Drive and stuff. And they'd have levels in San Francisco, and it was always my dream to drive up these things and like jump.
Ramp.
Yeah. Isn't it cool?
Absolutely. I mean, I would maybe try that on a bike, but not in a car.
I wouldn't try that on anything in traffic. The traffic's pretty bad here. It's not China bad.
No, it's not.
It's pretty bad.
You reckon we can? Oh, there we go.
I think we can go.
Green arrow, we're ready. Yeah, it's insane. I mean, I'm surprised that the cars here don't brake. You know, just from you see them parked at 45-degree angles, and so it's really ridiculously weird here.
Right.
But it's so cool. It's got I mean, it's unique, isn't it?
I'm absolutely loving
like this.
walking around the streets. It's awesome. Like, I know why people are thin now, man. My shins are burning. They're so sore. It's just treacherous uphills, and I don't know how they park on some of these roads.
I know. It's just
how did the cars
ridiculous.
not roll down the hill?
Yeah, or just flip over.
Yeah.
I mean, remember we were walking there. There's cars parked at like 45-degree angles.
I know. It was absolutely insane. I'm loving it.
Yeah, I think this is a great city. It's one of my favorite cities in America so far.
Mine too.
It's so cool.
Mine too. Anyway.
Yeah, we are now heading actually out of the city slightly. I guess we could still say we're
in the Bay Area.
It's in the Bay Area. Yeah. Okay. And we're headed to actually, as we mentioned before, our subscribers' uncle's restaurant.
Yeah, now the good thing about this is that unlike Yelp or TripAdvisor, all these places that say, I had really good so-and-so and so. For example, like today's Mongkok Bakery, right?
Everyone was saying it was great, but it wasn't authentic.
It wasn't authentic, right?
No.
Now, sometimes the most authentic places are going to be in the places that you would never think of. For example, this guy, he is from Guangdong province, okay? And he started a sushi restaurant. Now, we are not there to eat sushi. Sometimes you got to go to places that have real food behind the scenes, right?
Yes.
So this is going to be a hole-in-the-wall place. And he cooks home-style, straight-up Cantonese food, not restaurant-style. Okay. So this is kind of what we're aiming to find, these kind of places, right? A polar opposite to what we had earlier.
Why did they say quiet through tunnel?
Are you going to rev it?
All right, let's hear that. That's nice.
Probably because people are walking.
Oh, yeah. I guess they don't want you, like, honking your horn and stuff, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Anyway, let's head there, go through the despicable traffic of San Francisco.
Can't wait.
And get some food in our belly, which is still full.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see you at the restaurant.
我哋餐館就係叫做成吉思汗啦。我哋嘅餐種就比較特別啲啦，複雜啲，有中餐，有日餐啊，同埋有馬來西亞餐、泰國餐都有少少嘅。好多都美國人中意嚟呢度食中國餐， 本地人要中國菜嘅話就都係講個 quality 咯，quality 好嘅話，價錢 OK 佢都接受嘅。
Winston, look at this spread.
It's pretty amazing.
It does look actually really good. Now we have a bunch of dishes today.
Yeah.
We got pepper beef.
We
We
do.
got
Chao
fun.
Or
Got
chao
some
fun, yeah. Yep,
with
bok choy,
mushrooms in it.
yeah.
We got a little bit of a fusion here.
It's
Some
kind of, you
crab
get this
rangoons.
kind of thing in Hong Kong,
In Hong
right?
Kong for sure. We're trying to represent Guangdong and Hong Kong here.
Yeah.
We have SerpentZA, which is eggplant, and we got the duck, roast duck, right? Now, a couple of these are going to have kind of elements from other things, but that's what you get with Cantonese food on higher and medium ends, right?
Yeah. I'm very used to going to higher end Cantonese restaurants
Ooh.
with my wife's family. I should say my family,
Yeah.
my in-laws. Sorry.
It's your family too.
Yeah. So I'm very used to going to these very higher end ones. Kind of once a year we have a dinner and you sit around the big round tables. I've got to say the decor in this place is not authentic at all.
No, of course
It's
not.
a fusion restaurant. It's called Genghis, like Genghis Khan.
The wonderful thing about that is actually the boss is telling us what a challenge it was to cater to the white kind of American people and also the Asian population because it's half and half here, 50.
And they're all very picky, so. Yeah.
But one of the secret things about their menu is that they have authentic Cantonese food.
They do.
You could get like in the best restaurants in Guangdong, and from the look of it, it looks awesome.
It does. I mean, just looking at it, like you say, it looks incredibly authentic. But let's just try it.
I think we should start with the duck.
Okay.
Meat should be hot. Let's
All right.
have it. I'll get you a piece, okay?
Okay, thank you. Yeah. Let's try this out.
It looks amazing.
It certainly does. Thank you for the duck neck or whatever.
No, it's.
No, I'm kidding. That's not duck neck. That's a part of a leg.
Yeah.
All right.
This looks fantastic.
It does. Give
And
it
it
a try.
smells really good like a plum sauce.
Usually the plum sauce is something you dip it into, but they've kind of drizzled it on
They
there.
kind of amped it up a little bit.
Looks very artisanal. Let's try it.
Wow. It's like a plum brandy. It's got alcohol in it.
Yeah, I'm sure it does actually.
Very good.
I like it.
This duck here is very much your roast duck you'd get in Guangdong cuisine, but almost like with a French twist on it.
Yeah. Normally, whenever I'm eating duck like this, it's normally part of like a combination. You have
Right.
a little bit of chaochao,
Yeah.
a little bit of duck,
Like a lipat.
and then like pipaya, whatever.
Right.
All that stuff together. This is an entirely different taste.
It's very, very good. I mean, oftentimes, unless it's got that really crispy, amazing skin, I don't particularly love duck and goose. It's got to be that perfect Cantonese, like hanging in the rack goose. This is really good, but a different take on it. It's a little bit sweet, it's crispy, it's rich. Almost a Western preparation in terms of how it was roasted. Right?
Yes.
It's almost like a roast chicken.
Yeah.
For authenticity in terms of like what I could order in Guangdong, I could get that in Hong
I'm
Kong.
giving it a 3.
I could get that in Hong Kong, but for Cantonese food in Guangdong, I'm giving that a 3
Yeah.
for authenticity. Taste? Gonna give that a 7. That was really good. Really.
It is, as far as duck's concerned, probably the best tasting duck I've
For
had.
sure.
I'm going to give it a. Let's go for an 8. Right. So, what are you going to choose, or do you still want something? Okay, you're just going to choose another one. Oh, Ciaochao.
Eggplant? Let me ask you. When you lived in South Africa, did you go out of your way to eat eggplant?
No.
Why?
No, because I don't like it.
Neither did I.
For those of you who don't know what eggplant is, it's also called aubergine.
Thanks for talking to 3% of our audience. For some reason, when I moved to China, all of that changed. Because eggplant tastes way better in Chinese cooking.
It does. I'm gonna say that. Thank you. It does taste better, but there's a problem with eggplant in China.
Right.
If you order it as a street food at a barbecue or
Right.
something, it's more garlic than eggplant. And I hate that.
That's the wonderful thing about the Cantonese preparation,
Yeah.
which is SerpentZA.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit of fish paste in it.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit of sweetness to it, and then they cook it in clay pot.
Yeah.
It usually tastes awesome.
And there's not garlic, so this is one of the better ones.
Right.
Let's give it a shot. Yeah, I mean,
That's very good.
it's, again, incredibly authentic. I'll give it a 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10 for authenticity. Taste? I'm going to go for a 9 because I love SerpentZA. I love this dish, and this is better than the stuff I usually get in Beijing.
I agree with you that the way Chinese people cook eggplant,
better.
it's way better than in the West.
This is
And,
really
yeah.
yummy for eggplant.
We got the pepper beef, but I'm thinking we should try this.
Okay.
This is basically bok choy, This is a very common dish. I get this, well, I don't get this, but you know, whenever I go out for family dinners, it's
Right.
always on the table. And we've got a medley of mushrooms.
Cantonese people are super obsessed with their vegetables and their soup.
You get these massive big mushrooms here.
Yeah. And there's like 3 different kinds. There's gnocchi mushrooms, there's these normal white button mushrooms, and you get these like shiitake style mushrooms. And those are fine.
Yeah. Try a little bit of the see you tomorrow mushrooms.
I don't.
Yeah.
See you tomorrow. I have to preface this by saying there's absolutely nothing special about this dish. It's just that you'll get it everywhere, and that's why we ordered it.
Yeah, we had to try it because it's all about authenticity, right? So. Now, I have to say something. You know, when you talk to Chinese people and you're talking about different kinds of tastes and flavors, they always say that Guangdong food is very bland, 清淡的, you know? So it's got no real flavor, no real taste. That's not true. I think what they're trying to say is that it lacks huge amounts of chilies and huge amounts of spices because
Right.
of course it
There's
has
a
flavor.
flavor.
Of course. This is very flavorful.
Right.
The chicken,
That's
the duck,
incredibly flavorful.
incredibly flavorful. But it's not like it's gonna burn your mouth.
Right.
It's not like salty.
I think a lot of people in China are used to seeing things like Sichuan cuisine, which is covered, like you said, covered in chilies, right?
Yeah.
Covered in sauce, covered in all this stuff. And Cantonese food isn't like that,
No,
right?
it's
It's
not.
braised, it's boiled, it's steamed, right?
Yeah.
It's time for authenticity for this one.
Yes.
I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10 because it's just a plain vegetable.
It is. It's
But it's good.
It's bland, but it's healthy.
It's kind of nice to break up things, right?
Yeah, definitely going to give it a 10 out of 10 for authenticity because it is. I'm going to give it about a 5 maybe for taste because it's nothing special like you said.
This restaurant does it really well, though. If you're after this bok choy mushroom medley, as you called it. I gotta tell you something, dude. We filmed this whole kind of series that we've done. This is like probably one of the best meals. It's really yummy.
It is. It's really good.
It's kind of changed my perspective.
Look, I'm with you on that. I mean, there are a lot of foods which are better for a Western palate usually. You know, we're talking about Xinjiang food, Dongbei food, but certain dishes in Cantonese food, because Cantonese food's kind of like a real divider because it's got the best and the worst. Because Cantonese
That's well
food,
said.
that's where you get the weird like intestine, pig intestines, the feng zhuai, you know, the chicken feet, the chicken heads, the weird soups, the disgusting like pig's blood, dog penis, I don't know what, you know, it all comes in Cantonese food, like the really disgusting stuff, you know. But then you've got also this really good stuff as well. So if you know how to pick and choose, you can have a feast.
Agreed, man.
Yeah.
Dude, I gotta say cheers. This is an awesome meal.
Bringing back a lot of memories. It's like we never left.
It's like we never left. Woo, doggy, I am full today. What a luscious meal.
I wasn't expecting that.
That was too good. I said this before at dinner, and I said, I really didn't want to eat Cantonese food tonight. It's something I eat all the time. And I'm on this trip, and I kind of want one day where I can have some food that I like, but that was freaking delicious.
It was, not only because it was authentic, you know, but it was just better. And man, we sound so bad. We keep saying like the
I know.
The Chinese food in America is better than the food in China.
It's Chinese people cooking it, man. That guy was freaking awesome. He was from Guangdong. He was like a Laoxiang. He was like a brother.
Absolutely. And I think we have to stress that. It's that we've got Chinese chefs, proper Chinese people he speaks Cantonese, but we were also speaking Mandarin to him the whole time. He speaks Mandarin fluently.
Right.
He's got Chinese chefs. He's using Chinese recipes, and it's down to the ingredients, man. So there's, you know, if you take the same ingredients and you give it to somebody in mainland China, they will make something just as good.
Real Chinese food's freaking delicious.
It is, absolutely.
We can say that.
And I think what lets it down a lot of the times is just the ingredients.
Yeah, I agree.
But even with crappy ingredients, it tastes good.
That's true. Let's get on the road, man.
Yeah, we absolutely have to. Whew, yeah, gonna be a long drive, but let's do it. Right.
What do you say we get Xinjiang food tomorrow?
Oh yeah, let's do that. Similka, are you ready for some hearty food?
Not really. I've been eating way too much these days.
definitely feeling a lot heavier. Let's put it that way.
I will say this though.
Yeah.
If you would preface that by saying, Sea Milk, are you ready to eat some Uyghur food? I'd say, hell yeah.
Really?
I love it.
Okay.
I absolutely love it. What about you?
Yeah, okay. Well, let's just be completely honest here. The most foreign-friendly food that you can find in China is Xinjiang food or Uyghur food, you know, from the western part of China. And the reason is it's because it's basically just like Turkish food, you know, Middle Eastern food. It's the kind of thing that you will find in the West.
Right.
So, for instance, if you go for a night out in London, the most typical thing to do is to go for a kebab.
Right.
You know, after you've gone drinking at the pub and all that kind of thing.
Right.
And that kebab, that kind of food, is pretty much Uyghur food.
Right.
You know, they're equivalents.
They look so much like Westerners that actually when we go to some more remote areas of China, oftentimes people don't expect to see someone from South Africa or someone from America, so they'll automatically assume, say, 你是新疆人吗?
Yeah, they'll ask, are you a Xinjiang person?
Because it's more feasible for them to see a Chinese Xinjiang person right, than a Westerner like us. So green eyes, a couple of them have some blonde, like lighter color hair.
Kind of lighter color hair, yeah. I mean, the thing is they look more Arabic, you know, because basically Xinjiang, they are, and Xinjiang used to be called, I think, Western Turkestan or something like that.
East Turkestan.
Oh, East Turkestan.
Yep.
Sorry, excuse me. I'm not.
It's all right.
To be honest, I'm not very well up on that part of the world, but
gotcha.
Yeah, it's very interesting. It's a big Muslim majority there, and you know, they got mosques and you know, they wear the little hats and everything.
It's a part of China that looks nothing like China.
Yeah,
pretty much has nothing to do with China. Let's be honest.
Of course, there's all sorts of political tension over there. So, you know, we haven't been there ourselves just because it's too tough for us to be able to actually go there.
Right. And film.
Yeah, and film. We'd be just kicked out or whatever. So.
One thing we do make a habit of is eating Xinjiang food.
Yes, because
in China.
It's amazing.
Right.
I mean, it's all the kind of lamb, and a couple of the restaurants they won't let you drink, obviously, because it's a Muslim thing, and that's a bit annoying.
The most difficult task for us was to find a Uyghur restaurant here because most Uyghur people don't make it out of China.
Yeah.
It's a heavily controlled area. It's difficult for them to get out. So this is quite the treat that we were able to track one down.
But, you said that, but remember, the first night we arrived in San Diego, we're sitting in a restaurant having a massive, overpriced hamburger, and a guy just came out from the street, and he actually came into the restaurant. He's like, I love your videos, you know, so cool to see you, and he, you know, took a video with us. Hey, we've met a subscriber from Xinjiang. That's so cool.
I'm so excited.
What's your name, man?
Dulchat.
Very cool. Hey, can you help me tell everybody to stay awesome?
Stay awesome, always.
And he's from Xinjiang.
Right.
So
it's pretty interesting.
It was really interesting to actually run into a subscriber from Xinjiang. It's weird, huh?
Let's go check it out.
Absolutely, I can't wait.
Hi, welcome to Sama Uyghur Cuisine. My name is Pattar. I'm from Xinjiang province, from China. First, you know that we don't have that much Uyghur people in this area, especially even in America. We don't have that much people. The Uyghurs like our ethnic group. And then we opened the restaurant almost 7 months now. We're the three partners opened that restaurant. The Uyghur food is mostly we're using like lamb, like the other Chinese food. They have a lamb, but not that much as. And then we have the kebab also, the whole lamb kebab. And then we have dapenji, maybe you guys know. But dapenji is still there's some spices from the Chinese spices, but most of the like hand pulled noodle and then some like recipes is like from us. And there's a lot, but because we're limit of the stuff and then some of the items we can't do it here because of the some equipment thing is. But still like some like 80% of Xinjiang food we're providing here. Of course, if you want to open a restaurant, it takes a lot of money, and then you have to have a chef, and you know it takes a lot of work there, so it's difficult.
Winston?
Look at this feast.
I wasn't so hungry before, but I definitely am now.
Oh yeah, this looks fantastic.
Should we start with some Xinjiang Uyghur tea? This is milk tea.
Absolutely.
And it looks like cut out the Mongolian style kind that we've had before. A little bit salty.
Yeah,
Should be.
it's definitely it's salty. It's very savory.
Almost like a milk nut soup.
Yeah, it is. It tastes like soup more than tea.
It's really tasty though.
Yeah, it's very hearty.
It's got a lot of different nuts in it, like walnuts I'm seeing in there, and all kinds of weird spices.
Yep.
But it is very milky. More milk than tea.
More soup milk than tea. Does that make
Very
sense?
hot.
Yeah. Let's talk about what we've got on the table before we do anything. This over here is called Big Plate Chicken or Da Panji, right?
It's probably one of our favorites. It's one of those things that if we go out to get Xinjiang food, we always order it.
Oh, absolutely, have to.
Now, what this usually is a tomato-based sauce with different parts of the chicken, with potatoes, carrots, peppers, and then usually with these big, flat hand-pulled noodles, right?
Absolutely. Speaking of hand-pulled noodles, that's what this is over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got the Laowinners over here, right?
Absolutely. And here's a little bit of trivia. I know in the West, when we're talking about sort of Asian noodles, a lot of people say ramen, okay? And there's a reason for that, right? It comes from Japanese. And actually, a lot of the words for Asian food we get from Japan. So, like tofu, for instance, comes from Japan because I guess the first time it became popular in the West, it was from Japan. You know, like in sushi restaurants and stuff. So, oh, this is tofu. But the original name is from Chinese. It's doufu, right? And the same with ramen is lamian, which means pooled noodles. Yeah, la means to pool, mian's noodles.
This is the Middle Eastern kind of take on that whole thing.
Yeah.
And it's usually cooked with all kinds of delicious Middle Eastern type spices. You can get a little tinge of Chinese cooking in it when you got the woodier mushrooms and stuff.
Oh, yes.
That definitely brings the Chinese influence into it. What else we got?
Okay. We've got these like samosa type things over there. I love those. I love
full
those.
of lamb.
Those are to be honest, those are probably one of my favorite dishes over there.
You can't say it's your favorite yet, though. We haven't tried anything, but in the past. We also got our lamb kebabs, which are fantastic looking, bigger than the ones we're used to on the side of the road.
I mean, yeah, you know, we were at that barbecue restaurant, the Dongbei barbecue. Yeah, that was delicious, but you saw how small it was in comparison. That's like almost a whole lamb on there.
That's freaking amazing. These are your lamb meat pies, which are really tasty. Flaky crust looks really delicious.
Oh yeah.
But what do you want to start with?
It's kind of difficult, but maybe we should start with something a bit manageable. Should we go for the lamb?
It's right in front of us.
Okay, right.
Let's go for it.
Put my milk tea down over there.
Now, because Xinjiang food is very different than Chinese food, we're not using chopsticks, because that's not what the locals do.
Well, I don't know. Every time I've been to a Xinjiang restaurant, they got chopsticks.
They got chopsticks.
Anyway, it's probably just for the local Chinese to use, yeah? Meat's good. Wow. I want this stuff. Come off the plate. There we go.
You know what's crazy about this style ramen? It's almost like Italian food in a way, because it's got a tomato-based sauce, but way more savory and a little bit more spicy.
It's also more hearty. It's definitely more hearty,
for sure.
you know?
More meaty and things like this, but it's the chew and the bite of the hand-pulled noodles it's completely different than any other noodle you've had, including pasta.
I mean, I literally was in the kitchen watching him make these noodles, and you know, it makes such a big difference because it's fresh, you know, and make it out of their flour over there and everything.
Boiled pasta, right?
Yeah, it's awesome, and that's what gives it that flavor, and it's always a winner. I can always suggest it to any foreigner who's in China. If you want something that kind of is delicious and very Western style, you know, go for that.
Now, it may look like I'm crying, but it's actually because I just burned my mouth on this milk tea. It is delicious, but I'm not crying from that, I promise you.
You're crying because you're missing all the Xinjiang food in China.
This is amazing, and better than the normal ramen that I usually eat.
Yeah.
Again, actually, this one I would say it's a little bit better because I like the crisp on the lamb that they put in it. The sauce is also much more strongly flavored here, which I like a lot better.
Yeah. It's really nice. So, okay, we've got to give it an authenticity rating. What are you going to give it? You go first.
10 out of 10 for authenticity. It's got everything that I'm used to in a really good Xinjiang ramen. For taste, I'm going to go for a 8.5, which is absolutely amazing. And if I was a little bit hungrier, I'd probably give it a 9. It's really good. Yep.
Yeah. All right.
We have the lamb kebab here.
Yeah, this is got to be good.
I'm not used to having so much of that really good flavor in one bite, because usually you can just rip a whole char off in your mouth. You get a little morsel of meat. This is, I mean, it's almost like it was marinated. It's not just normal meat flavor. It's got a really special cumin and really rich kind of Middle Eastern spice to it. It's good.
It's delicious. That's really good. The flavor, yes, 10 out of 10 for authenticity for me. That's because I often have these lamb kebabs at the Xinjiang restaurant near my place. I'll be honest with you though, the meat is smaller there. Not that much smaller, because they do make a big thing out of it being a big, you know, it's even called like a da chuan.
Da chuan, right?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, the flavor on there, it's 100% authentic, so 10 out of 10. But I'm gonna have to give it probably a 9 out of 10 for taste, because I've never had one that is that good before.
Yeah, that's just better.
Yes. Okay.
I know your eye. I've literally watched you the entire time.
I want to eat that. I don't want to watch it. I want to eat it.
Just sit there and watch it.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat it.
Give me one.
Yes, of course. Here we are.
Thanks.
Okay. I can't wait,
These look really
because
good.
these are my favorite usually. So.
Reminds me of some type of Russian dumpling I've had before. What with like a cumin flavor, lamb flavor. Really good. You like it?
Fantastic. You mean piruski or whatever they call it? Right?
It's just like piruski, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really, really good. Absolutely delicious. That's good.
This is.
I'll let you do the authenticity first.
I honestly can't give it an authenticity because, believe it or not, I've never had these at a Xinjiang place before. This is my first one.
Oh, really? Okay.
I love them. But for taste, I'm going to give it a 9 because it's freaking delicious.
It is. It's okay. The thing is, it is pretty much the same. So authenticity, I'm going to give it a 9. And that's just because the ones that I normally have over there actually have a bit more of a buttery flavor. It's as if they've added a lot more butter, and there isn't that strong
a bit
butter
lighter.
flavor. Yeah. So I really, really, really like these, but I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 for authenticity, and I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10 for taste because, like I've been saying in a lot of our videos, I could eat these all day and all night.
I dare you. I dare you.
Well,
That's probably a bad idea health-wise, right?
I'd have to pace it out, you know, it'd have to be like one every hour or something.
Okay. Is that how we're going to eat samosas from now on?
Yeah.
Should we go for one of these meat pies?
Okay.
Before they get cold. This looks like a very similar filling to the last one, but this one looks butterier.
Yeah,
If
I
that
mean,
makes sense.
it's
Like
just
a pie crust.
I mean, you can see inside. It's just got the lamb that's been, you know,
It's almost like a
flattened
little.
out.
Oh, but it's got minced onions in it.
Okay.
You see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give it a shot.
No, that I like better.
Really?
You know why?
What?
I like the pie crust aspect to it. I
Okay.
think it goes with the lamb super well. And the onions cut through the greasiness of the lamb, which is really nice. This is awesome. I imagine you could get this pretty much everywhere. Every time I see like documentaries about Xinjiang or like footage from there, they're selling these in the street. You know what I mean?
Or you know, this this crust is basically just deep fried in a wok full of oil. Right?
I like that.
It's not bad. I don't like it as much as the samosa thingies, but I'm going to give this because I have had this in. You know,
I've had this
again,
before.
same Xinjiang thing. It does taste very similar. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 for authenticity because
Authenticity,
it is a bit different. But taste-wise, I actually don't like it as much as those ones. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. What about you?
I'm gonna give this a 9 out of 10 for authenticity. I've had one very similar. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10 for taste. I absolutely love that. Could eat that all day. Dip that in some yogurt, sour cream. It'd be amazing. Or even slurp up some of the sauce.
Sure thing. But yeah, that's bigger. So one every hour compared to one of those every hour. I think I'd survive the day. You wouldn't.
Follow us on our Xinjiang diet, where you can eat fried foods once every hour and keep the weight off.
Because the Xinjiang minority are Muslim, a lot of the Xinjiang restaurants you cannot drink alcohol. at
Right.
all. Yeah.
There are some where you can, but those typically are the less authentic ones, and usually the Hui Muslims, not the Xinjiang Muslims, who tend to be more devout in their beliefs and rules. Anyway, we got the da panji. This is the most famous dish out of the entire province. Probably one of the biggest, most famous dishes that you would know about if you have heard of Xinjiang cuisine before. And it looks stellar. It looks fantastic, and I've eaten this so many times. I got a funny story about this while we eat it.
Yeah, you dig
How do
in
you want to
first.
serve it?
I don't know, man. You just dig in. I mean,
Get a piece of chicken. I'll get some of the noodles.
You
get some
just
of
gotta
the
do
sauce.
that, yeah.
I was hanging out with my friend.
Yeah.
And I had just discovered this dish at my house, like at the Xinjiang place outside my house.
Yeah.
In China.
Yeah.
And I was in his town. And I told him about it. I was like, we gotta go find a Xinjiang restaurant, because most towns in China have one, right?
Yeah, they do.
I was like, you gotta try this da panji. It's amazing. So we went there, right?
Yeah.
And they were like, it's not on the menu. So I asked them, I was like, can you make da panji?
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, we could totally do that. They charged us like $15 or something. It wasn't a big deal, but for a massive one, right?
Okay, yeah, because they're normally much bigger. This is like a small.
Here you go.
Yeah, thanks. This is a small da panji.
Right.
You know, like the big ones are just.
You could actually order a big one here, but anyway,
Stupid big, yeah.
They were like, we'll make it for you tomorrow, so we had to kind of book it ahead of time.
Right.
So I thought it was kind of weird, but anyway, they call us back, and they're like, okay, can you bring your biggest pot? And we were like, what? So we had to bring an entire pot, and then they brought it to our house, and then we invited them to share it with us because it was too big. So we sat down with them, and then we shared the meal in our house. It was really fun.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's fantastic.
But basically, da panji, like I said, tomato-based, thick pulled noodles, and you got your chicken. It's usually stewed in it.
Yeah.
So it's very tender. I'm gonna try some of the noodles first with the sauce.
Me too. That's really good.
I'm gonna try some of that sauce on its own, just so I can get an idea what kind of spices in there.
Some paprika, maybe?
Yeah, definitely red pepper.
Some paprika in there.
Maybe a tiny bit of vinegar, but it's not too sour like some of the ones I've had. And you know what I love about this dish?
What?
It's cooked for a while, like stewed. So kind of all the flavors from everything get kind of melded in there. And a lot of people try to avoid this. Is to, you know when you have hot pot, you put in noodles afterwards and like, don't hold them in there too long, it's gonna get starchy. This sauce gets really starchy, but I love it. Super thick, and it's so much better than Chinese soups and stuff.
Sure. The chicken's delicious as well. It's incredibly tender, it kind of just falls off the bone. You know what I mean?
It's better than chicken I usually get in China. This da panji is spot on. Authenticity is absolutely spot on.
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
I agree.
For authenticity. And I'm going to give it another solid 9. I think it's a great winter food. Sit around with your buddies, get the big one.
Yep.
Divvy it out, just talk, enjoy it slowly. It's a great stew. It's awesome.
Agreed. It's fantastic. I'm also going to give it a 10 out of 10 for authenticity because it has the exact same flavor that I'm used to. But I have to be honest, the chicken does taste better.
It does. It's really good.
Which is weird because usually we have an opinion that the chicken in China tastes better than the chicken in the West. It usually does, and I'm not sure why. Maybe just different strain of chicken.
Different strain.
Different breed.
Today I learned that chicken is bacteria.
Yeah, exactly. A different breed. Anyway, bacteria. Yeah. The thing is, it's really delicious. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10.
Okay.
I mean, it's good, just like everything else here. I don't think we've had a single dish here that was bad.
No. And I hate to say this again. This is not again. This is a first.
Okay.
But I have a feeling that most people that want to try different Chinese food from what they're used to are gonna probably like this the best because it is so hearty and so tasty and so flavorful.
Absolutely.
I think the average Western palate likes a little bit more flavor than what most Cantonese cooking has to offer.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this whole trip we've been trying the regulars, like the top big 5 or whatever, although I don't know if it's 5, but whatever, the big 4 or the big 3 or whatever.
The bigs.
Yeah, the hot pots, the spicy Sichuan food, the sort of more bland Cantonese food.
Right.
But it's all very typical what you would expect China to be. I don't think people expect this to be China. But don't forget, this is a part of China, and it's a part of Chinese cuisine.
Right.
And everywhere in China you can get this.
For sure, and if you look around, everyone in this restaurant is Chinese, and they're coming because they enjoy it too.
Yeah,
it's a very popular cuisine for a very good reason, and it is just better than a lot of cuisines I've had in China.
Yeah, so look, if you're ever in this area, this is in the Bay Area, come check out this restaurant.
It's just like only one Xinjiang restaurant around here.
Yeah, we searched and searched and we found this. But if you can't find it, if you don't live around here, do a little search for Uyghur food, and it's Uyghur, is it?
That's correct.
Okay. It's a bit of a weird spelling there, but it's pronounced Uyghur, kind of like a white guy with dreadlocks. I'll have to cut that up. Just kidding. Yeah. Anyway, it's pronounced Uyghur, and if you search for it, find something in the area, just go give it a try. I don't think you will. I'm pretty sure you won't be disappointed. Right?
Can't stop eating.
I'm so full.
Me too.
That was really interesting, to be honest. I didn't expect to find Xinjiang food in America.
No, and it was a lucky find, to be honest. And thank you to Betts for finding that for us.
Absolutely, yeah. A subscriber of ours is actually the person who put us onto this place. And, man, it was just as good as I was expecting. In fact, better. It was better.
It was better than what I thought.
When we set off this afternoon to go try Uyghur food in America, I was like, well, it's going to be good, but I didn't know it would be that good.
Right. I actually had no idea it was going to be that good. But you know what? We got a lot more food to eat, so I think we should get on the road and go.
Oh,
it's okay. It's just a little bit. Okay. I know we got a lot more food to eat tomorrow.
Yeah.
So let us get on the road and get ready for that. Our bellies need a little rest.
Is Sichuan food a good hangover cure?
I mean, it's spicy, right? Is spicy stuff good for hangovers?
No, I don't think so. It's usually oily stuff, you know, like a good greasy fry up, which is what I really want to eat right now.
Oh, me too, man. But I do love Sichuan food, you know? I really do. I really do.
Yeah, in case you guys are wondering, we had a bit of a heavy night last night. You know, we've been doing this non-stop food tour, but we decided to kind of take a day off. We needed to do some editing and stuff.
I think we went a little overboard.
Yeah. Before we go to this restaurant, didn't you grow up in this area?
Yeah, actually. This is right outside Mountain View where I grew up as a kid, so it's kind of weird to be back here, to be honest.
It's really nice. I mean, I've really been enjoying. We've been stopping in all these little towns, and you know, unfortunately for you, not a lot of vape here.
Well, you're allowed to vape.
No, I saw a sign that says no vaping. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's an awesome area, man. Like, you've got Google. We passed NVIDIA, Huawei.
That being said, I didn't know that there were so many Chinese people in this area, because growing up there wasn't.
Yeah,
I didn't see any Chinese people. It's like half Chinese now. It's kind of crazy.
I'm blown away so far on this trip to see how many Chinese communities there are.
I know. We're about to go burn and numb our tongues, because Sichuan food actually is known for mala, which is this kind of numbing spice.
Yeah.
So in the Sichuan region of Western China, in this province, they grow this Sichuan peppercorn, they call it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the signature flavor of Sichuan food, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to be able to tell very quickly if it's original or not, because it's got a very distinctive taste.
Right, that's true. So I guess that's what we're going to go do now.
Yeah, actually, a little thing about Sichuan, for those of you who don't know out there, it's kind of situated in the sort of middle western sort of part of China, wouldn't you say?
It's western province for sure.
It's definitely western. And it's very famous for a couple of things. Number one, pandas.
Yeah.
What else? There was that massive earthquake in 2008.
2008 killed a bunch of people.
I was there. Were you in China at that time? Not yet.
I came in the end of 2008.
Okay. It was quite a time to be in China. It was insane. I remember, you know, they had like this minute of silence or whatever, where everybody, well, it wasn't a minute of silence, it was a minute of noise. Because what they did is, like, around the entire country, everybody honked their horns, all the air raid sirens went off, because, you know, all the cities have these massive air raid sirens, right? And it was quite surreal for like a minute. It just non-stop, this massive noise. The entire city it was kind of crazy.
Huh. Let's go burn our mouths off.
Yeah, not really looking forward to that, but anyway, let's do it.
我们这个饭店英文叫 River Bistro。我们饭店主要是以川菜，大部分我们比较有特色的，比如说四川的干煸牛啊、水煮牛啊、水煮鱼片呐、干煸鸡这一类似的麻辣牛筋啊，就带川味特色的一些小菜或者主菜。对现在来讲，我们开张这么久，客人都比较满意，所以我们也希望更多的客人能够来品尝我们的那个川菜。
What a spicy looking feast!
Before we even get stuck in here, I have to say I'm incredibly surprised because we're walking out here and it says Redwood Bistro.
Right, I thought it was like some deli or like French restaurant.
It doesn't look like a Chinese restaurant from the outside, so it's very, very easy to miss.
Just spoke with the manager over there. She's actually from Beijing, but the chefs are from native Sichuan, like we were talking about. Just from the look of this, I gotta say this all looks incredibly authentic, like anything you'd get in Sichuan, right?
Absolutely, I can't wait to taste it because they say the proof is in the eating.
Yeah, what do you want to start with? I'll let you choose.
The beef.
The beef?
I love that beef. This is actually one of the staples whenever I take friends out to eat in China.
Right.
You know, this is one of the things I always order.
Right.
It's a safe bet. It's always good.
It is. It is.
Thank you. Awesome.
It looks nice and crispy. It looks kind of spicy.
Yep.
It looks like they didn't skimp on the peppercorns there.
No.
You're gonna have a numb mouth. Here we go.
Try it out.
What does that taste like? It's a little different.
You know, it's very crispy. It's very crispy, very nice.
It's definitely battered in something though.
I can't say that it's authentic though. You know why?
Why?
It's beef.
Yeah, it's real beef, isn't it?
It's not trained.
Oddly enough, it doesn't really taste like beef though. No. It really doesn't. It tastes like some other sort of meat.
Yeah.
It's not. Doesn't mean it's bad.
No, not at all. Oh.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Yes, I think I'm going to on an authenticity rating.
Yeah.
Look, the flavor's actually pretty good. You got the spice, you got the pepper, you got that mala taste. Authenticity, I'm going to give it about a 5.
Me too. I'm going to go for taste. I'm going to give it a 7. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I want to get into this suan la yu, which means sour, spicy fish.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling that this is going to be full of bones because I've never eaten suan la yu without bones all the way through it.
Sure.
Which I know you really enjoy. You're a big fan.
Thank you very much. You know, it's one thing about eating fish in China is it's always full of bones. I hate it. In fact, eating anything in China usually has bones in it.
Yeah, even tofu, it's weird. But this actually might not have too many bones.
Let's give it a try. I mean, we are in America. You'd think that they'd change it. So
no bones.
No bones.
You're going to be a big fan of that.
It's good.
There's no bones, man. There's also one thing I must say.
Yeah.
The broth that it's in is not super spicy and it's not super sour.
Tastes great though.
It is very good.
It's kind of difficult to judge authenticity on that though. What would you say?
I'd say that's an 8 out of 10 for authenticity. It's just not spicy enough for Sichuan food. But for taste, I'm going to give that an 8 as well. I thought it was pretty good. I like it.
I normally don't like fish. You know I don't like fish. Because there's no bones in that one, and it's actually very sort of soft and fluffy, it's really good. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 for taste. And I've definitely had that flavor before in China. And it's a Sichuan restaurant. It still has that mala.
Right.
It's got that little bit of mala. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10.
Nice.
Except the bones. This is their signature original redwood chicken.
Okay. Wait. Is that the town we're in?
Yeah.
Okay.
They say it's original redwood chicken, but it's got a lot of coriander on top of it. You know, so what do you call it? Cilantro?
Yeah. Okay. You can go either way, man. You can go either way.
And it looks nice. Little chunks of chicken. Here we go.
Thank
I'll
you.
put it on your rice.
Oh, thank you, Mom.
You know,
I like the anise seed in there.
Yeah, there we go.
You don't want to eat that.
No, you don't. That's one thing we haven't actually been explaining during our trip. A lot of the food in China, people when they eat it, we've just been eating like the meat.
Right.
It's usually eaten like this on rice, with rice together. It's just both you and I aren't big rice fans usually. So.
It just looks a lot like Kung Pao chicken.
Yeah, it does.
Doesn't taste anything like it. It's full of pickled beans. Very sour.
It's great. That's really good.
Better than Kung Pao chicken.
It is. I prefer it. Kung Pao chicken is too sweet.
This is not sweet at all. Very spicy though. Kind of starting to burn my mouth. But I like it. It's really good. It's definitely soy sauce based. Heavily salted and everything, so it's a very strong flavor.
It's very, very salty. I think if you just ate it by itself without rice, I think it'd be quite difficult to eat, more than a spoonful of that.
It's a good xiafan dish,
yeah,
which means it helps the rice go down, basically. It's good though. That's awesome. I can't say it's authentic though if it's original chicken from Redwood City.
Yeah. It's kind of tough. It's really good for Sichuan food, but again, it's got that very authentic mala taste. So, as far as I'm concerned, Sichuan food is you take anything and just add that mala pepper, and it's Sichuan food. It's kind of authentic, right?
You can put mala peppers on a hamburger, and it's Sichuan.
Sichuan, yeah.
They probably have that.
They probably do.
That's awesome. I'm gonna give that a 9 out of 10 for taste. I can't give it an authenticity rating because it doesn't exist in Sichuan, but something like it probably does.
I'm pretty sure that you will find dishes that are almost the same as this in China, though. It's not westernized in any way.
Yeah.
So, maybe not Sichuan authenticity, but China food authenticity, I'm going to give it a 7.
My nose is running. That's pretty spicy.
Really good then. Taste rating is going to be all the way up there. I'm also going to give it an 8. It's a bit too salty. I'd say dial down the salt a little bit, but other than that, fantastic.
Okay, cool.
What do you want to choose next?
Go chat to the chef and tell them that they did it all wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Just joking. This is the beef tendon and onions. Very typical, very standard Sichuan dish for sure.
Yeah.
I know you're not a fan of beef tendons.
I don't like beef tendons.
You don't?
No.
Oh,
I don't like any kind of tendons or,
Do you remember me and you, like one of our first meals together was beef tendons? And you
Yes.
were like eating it with gloves.
Yes, I remember that.
And you were like trying to bite it off.
It wasn't very good.
It was difficult. This one's shaved nice and thin, so it's probably pretty easy to eat.
Try it out.
Oh, it's cold. Almost like a salad. I mean, it tastes like meat jello, really. You know when you leave jello out too long and it gets that hard film on the top?
Absolutely.
That's exactly what it tastes like.
I'm going to start out with the taste rating. I'm going to give it like a 3 because I just don't like it. It's kind of bland. It's oily. It's like oily, bland gelatin.
I'm going to give it a 5. It's okay.
Yeah, I know you like the weird stuff.
Well, it's not that weird. It doesn't taste that weird. But it does lack in flavor.
Authenticity, though, I have that stuff's always on the table.
That's a 10
somewhere.
out of 10 for authenticity.
Yeah, absolutely,
Sure.
10 out of 10.
Usually used as a starter for this other food. Not bad.
You just got the noodles left now.
Yeah.
So
you want to dish them out?
Yeah, I'm gonna try my best.
I wanted to avoid that. I'm gonna spill it everywhere.
I'm the worst at dishing out noodles. What? Yeah, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. To be fair.
It's okay. I totally won't leave it in the video.
Yeah. Remember, guys, we are hungover today. That is the excuse.
Slightly.
Yeah. Oops. I'll have these ones since it's all over the table.
Okay. You're very sweet.
I like
That's very
table
nice of you.
noodles. Yeah.
Nice.
Oops. Yeah. Well, to be fair, this one's kind of all over the table as well. You know what? Here, enjoy.
Thanks. All of it came out.
There's still some noodles in there.
This is supposed to be one of their signature dishes. I don't know. It looks a little heartier than what I'm used to in those Sichuan soup noodles.
You know what? This kind of, in a way, reminds me of ramen.
Yeah, it does
Xinjiang
look
ramen.
like ramen, doesn't it? It looks like it's full of pork and spinach.
That is a 100% authentic, sort of hot and sour flavor that you get.
Swan la mian.
Absolutely. It is swan la mian right there. It's got a lot of coriander. 10 out of 10 for authenticity for me.
Yeah, it does taste better than what I'm used to, though. You can get swan la mian at like truck stops in Sichuan. This is not that. This is definitely like more care and a little bit of love went into this one.
Yeah,
for
the
sure.
problem is usually I feel like they make it spicy like this and hot to disguise the fact that the meat is expired and that the oil is.
And we're not talking about this one, by the way.
No.
We're talking about the ones you find
the
in
truck
China.
stops, and it's just to disguise the putrid meat and stuff. This one just
You're making me real hungry.
This one's really good, though. This one's good. It's great.
Yeah, we have fallen victim to some bad roadside food in China, that's for sure.
I'm going to give it a 7 for taste, actually.
I'm going to give this a 8.5 for taste. I think it's really good.
One thing I have to take score down is for the ease of dishing up, because it could make this a lot easier to dish up by, I don't know, cutting it up or something.
Yeah, or you can just learn how to dish it out.
That's true, yeah. So,
really good.
I think we have to wrap this up, and I've got to ask you, is Sichuan food good hangover food?
No.
No, I don't think so either.
I was initially saying like I would love a hot bowl of spicy noodles for the hangover.
No.
It's exactly what I don't want right now.
No.
It's too spicy, it's really oily, and it's kind of not what you're looking for when you're not feeling, 100%.
However, if you like spicy food, which I actually do like spicy food, it's fantastic. You cannot go wrong.
That's pretty spicy.
In China, there are quite a few provinces like Hunan. They claim that they're the king of spice, and our food is spicy. But everyone knows the real king of spice in China is Sichuan. So try Sichuan food.
I'm gonna throw a little accolade on there as well. It's the king of numb, and you will not know that feeling until you try Sichuan peppercorns, which is in every single dish on this table. So I can't feel my mouth.
Fantastic! I really kind of enjoyed this food. Let's get stuck in, shall we?
Okay, good.
Well, it was Sichuan food.
It was spicy.
And it was bizarre, really. That place did not look like a Sichuan restaurant from the outside.
It didn't at all, and it was actually funny talking to the people there. They've been in America for a while, so they have their favorite basketball players and teams in the NBA and stuff, and they sound like Chinese people but act like local Americans.
Yeah. It was pretty awesome. The food was on point as far as Sichuan food is concerned. It had that taste. So yeah, I can really recommend it if you wanted to try it.
I was talking to the owner actually. He had just sent me a message, and he was telling me about how his dad has actually been cooking before he could really properly stand, and reach the stove.
Oh.
So he'd put stools up next to the stove and cook when he was just a few years old.
That's
kind of
cool. Yeah, it's nice, and it is a very small mom and pop sort of feeling to that place. So
yeah.
I really liked it.
I liked it too.
Not very good hangover cure food though.
Still gonna have to work on that.
Yeah. Either
Hair
way,
of the dog.
Yeah, hair of the dog. If you guys are in the area, I'd say check it out for sure.
I could recommend
it's
it.
awesome. And finally, we've found Sichuan food. That's another big one to tick off the list.
For sure.
So,
Well, my friend, I think we have a lot of ground to cover today.
oh yeah, we do. We got a long road ahead of us. So we should probably just hit the road and get on with it. What do you reckon?
Yeah.
All right. So guys, we've reached the end of our Quest for the Best Chinese in the USA series. We want to thank you for coming along with us on this little adventure and hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed making it. It's been quite the journey and really a big eye-opener for us to see that you can actually find incredibly good Chinese food in America. And in some cases, to be quite honest, better Chinese food in America than you can find in China itself. So we bumped into a subscriber here in Tucson.
Hi guys.
Your name?
I'm Sonny.
Sunny.
I'm from Tucson. I go to here to the University of Arizona, and I saw these guys out here and want to come say hi, see what they're doing.
Awesome.
They're not in China right now, so I was pretty surprised. Yeah.
It's a random place to run into us, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. But it was really nice to see you guys.
So nice to see you.
Hey. YouTube channel too.
Oh, you do? How's it going?
I love this guy.
Thank you.
Cool.
Can you help me tell everyone to stay awesome?
Stay awesome in
Yeah.
Chinese.
Yeah, that's cool too.
大家都看他的视频，超酷的，超级屌。
非常好. And you have a YouTube channel?
Yes, my channel is Vicky Soups.
Vicky Soups. Okay, cool. So nice to meet you guys.
Nice
It's
to meet you
awesome.
guys.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right,
Keep
see you
up the
around,
work.
eh?
Nice meeting you.
Right. You too. So, hey, just bumped into some subscribers. How's it going, man?
Good.
Cool.
Very good.
Can you guys do me a favor? Can you tell everyone out there to stay awesome?
Stay awesome.
That's so cool. Cool. Hey, we've met a subscriber from Xinjiang. That's
Oh
so
my God,
cool.
so excited. What's your name, man? Dulcet.
Very cool. Hey, can you help me tell everybody to stay awesome?
Stay awesome. Stay awesome. Always.
That's so cool, man. So we're actually in San Francisco, Chinatown. We bumped into a subscriber. So can you do me a favor? Tell everyone to stay awesome.
Stay awesome.
Awesome, man. Thanks. All right. Can you help me say stay awesome?
Stay awesome.
Hey, I bumped into some subscribers here.
Hey.
Hello.
Can you please help me and tell everyone to stay awesome?
Yes.
Stay awesome.
Oh, that's great. So nice. Can you help me? Can you say stay awesome?
Stay awesome.
Hey, just for stay awesome.
Stay awesome.
This is actually our good friend Anthony, subscriber. Can you help us say stay awesome?
Stay awesome.
Stay awesome. Can you tell everybody in Chinese to stay awesome?
Well, how to say that in Chinese? That's 保持控制吗？做到你自己的最好 like be the very best of yourself.
Okay, that's good enough.
Yeah?
Pretty good.
Yeah,
Awesome.
you guys did an amazing job.
Thank you so much. Really awesome to meet you. Just a little selfie video.
Stay awesome, I guess.
Well, these guys flew all the way from Salt Lake City in Utah, right?
Yeah.
That's amazing. All the way to LA. Thanks. Can you help me tell everyone to stay awesome?
Stay awesome.
你可以帮我说 stay awesome.
Stay awesome.
Let's do it together. 1, 2, 3.
Stay awesome.
Together, I'd like you to help. Can you help me say stay awesome?
Okay.
Just,
Okay, say when.
just say stay awesome.
Stay awesome.
Right? Can you tell everyone to stay awesome?
Well, it's something that everybody knows and everybody has to do. Stay awesome.
Very cool. Can you say stay awesome? Stay. Can you help me say stay
Stay
awesome?
awesome.
Good job.
Stay awesome. Stay awesome. Stay awesome. Stay awesome.
Stay awesome. Can you help me say stay awesome?
Stay awesome.